But yet everyone's watching the game, aren't they? I suppose there's only a few of us, if it are here anyway. So what I might do, I might just come back at 10 o'clock this evening after the game. That's it. Let's see. Chris Dix. Greetings, Frank, and all true Reds on the chat. Yes. And Yusuf. Worst Azori side of football history. Shocking. I was talking to JK before. He's gone out to watch the game, so we won't be with us. Yeah. Awful. Awful, Yusuf. And who do you blame? Do you blame the players? Do you blame the players? I just don't know. I really don't know who's to blame for the Azori. I really don't. Oh, where's George? Bring him in. Didn't think he'd be on tonight. I thought he might have been changed his identity, become Italian and play for the Azori. I'm sorry I can't bring him on yet because Jason's doing something. So I can't bring George on. Can't even read the comments out. I'm looking at my screen here, and it's out of sync a little. Am I? Yeah, I'm out of sync. Unfortunately, I think Jason will fix it. No, we won't. Yeah, he will. Right, have I got it back? Have I got it back? I think I have. I'm going to bring George in. The man who's going to play for Italy, the Azori. I think they need him after the show. He'll have to change his passport from Scotland to Italian. I'll vouch for him. And there he is. Hey, George.
Io che amo solo te.
Oh, how about that? George, as Yusuf says there, the worst Azori side of football history.
They were poor. They were poor, Frank. I have to be honest with you. I was really disappointed. There was no passion. There was no press. They were opened up quite easily. They were a shadow of the team that won the competition the last time.
Well, I've never liked Spalletti, as the manager. I really haven't, and they should never have got rid of Roberto Mancini. They should never have got rid of him. That's my opinion, by the way. And I was talking to JK before, and he said exactly the same, And I said, well, I've said it all along. Very poor, as you said, as you analysed there. There was nothing. And that lad who plays centre forward, he's as useless as a chocolate fireguard, him. He's terrible. Absolutely dreadful. And he scored 2 against us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Italy has always had a fantastic team. They've always been highly respected in world football. And they play a lovely football and strong in defence and passionate. And I didn't see a lot of that in that last match, And they just have a pretty poor tournament, Frank, haven't they?
Yes. But as I said, I always support them. It's like supporting, anybody. If you support them, ends of. But I said, George, I said, I never said that we're the poorest side I've seen. But what I did say, I'm talking to Francine, you see, and I said, we're going to do nothing. I can't see this side going further than the knock. I don't think we'll even get to the knockout stages. And I was proved right. So you can imagine what they, the Italian supporters.
Oh, I can imagine the media. Can you imagine the Italian media? They're
Exactly,
hard.
exactly, exactly. But then again, I think they're the poorest side in the whole of the competition.
Well, what shocked me was the defence because Italy they used to have the Catenaccio defence, and they never gave goals away, and they were passionate and they ran after every ball. I saw a lot of lazy players at the back there, especially towards the end. It was almost like they'd given up the ghost somehow. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, yeah, I can't agree with you. Honestly, yeah, absolutely. And as you said, you hit the nail on the head. No passion whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what Italian football's all about, passion, isn't it? That's what it's
Getting
known
stuck
for.
in, getting stuck in. But anyway, I'll say hello to all these lads. As I said, that Youssef, West Azori side of football history, I totally agree. Um, Paul Turner, even if Frank, hope you're okay. And you had a good day. Very quiet. I've always been quiet. Went out shopping yesterday, as you all know, and it never knackered me or anything. It's just I've just been sitting in all day. The weather, George, last night, mate.
I know.
He started
Most-
off doing a history show, George. And the first hour was about the weather. George, what do you think of the weather? Honestly, you know.
Well, I was talking to my mate Gordon Wallace today. He's playing golf at Ormskirk. He said it battered down all day. I mean, the weather's really bad. I mean, it's just not summer, is it? It's just no summer weather. There's no sort of a period of nice warm weather. You can relax out there and just do things. It's all very changeable. I don't know what's causing it, but it's not nice.
No, it's not nice at all. And it just spoils everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially
Like, you
this.
know, even the lads last night on the history show, they were saying they've had their heating on, and one lad
Yeah,
said, "I'm sitting watching the show under a duvet."
yeah. Our heating was on this morning. It's automatic. It comes on when it gets to 20 degrees, and it came on this morning. So it must have been a bit cool in the
Yeah,
morning.
no, this is it. And I seen Anthony who's on, on a Monday, and in the background, his fireplace, the fire was on, blazing.
Yeah, well, that's amazing in July. It's July, isn't it?
It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
You don't expect
And
that in July.
we're supposed to have flaming June, supposed to have a heat wave
Yeah,
that lasted 12 hours. The heat
uh,
wave lasted 12 hours.
we'll have to wait to see that.
Yeah. Paul Sarah, even a flank, Chris, in my opinion, reasons Euros is substandard, goalless. Most teams have players from the top leagues in their squad, and many clueless coaches call the mank, boring, tippy tappy possession football, pass sideways. I think you've got a
I, I
point
th-
to me. I
yeah, I
think
think a
you've got
lot
a
of the lesser teams have improved, though. A lot of these teams that you just looked like as fodder, they're a lot better than they were 4 or 8 years ago. The Slovenias, Slovakias, Georgias, they're no mugs.
no,
They know how to
no.
defend, and they've got a few good attackers as well.
Yeah, of course. But I tell you what, Chris Dix is saying that that George. Let me go back. Let me go back. When the first the first game I saw, believe it or not, a European game under the Shanks was a team called Reykjavik, right from Iceland.
That's right.
And we looked at them, I think 9-0 or something.
That was in the home leg, yeah.
Exactly. But my uncle Ronnie, he said to me, I know that you made up, Francis. He said, but wait till wait till we get harder teams. We will
Yeah.
play, harder teams. So I said, okay, yeah. And when we play, excuse me, and when, I'm awfully sorry.
Bless
When we
you.
played, he said, well, when we played into Milan, here's what he said. He said, we're in a semi-final. He said, we've done great. We've done great. But this is the side you have to beat to win the European Cup.
Yeah.
We're one step away from winning that. He said, this is
Yeah.
what he said. And we beat them, as you know, 3-1.
We did.
And he told me, he said, watch out for a lad, because he was an Azzurri supporter. He said, watch out for a lad by the name of Sandro Mazzola.
Mazzola, yeah.
And I just standing there, little kid. And he said, there he is. Pointed him out the number, I think it was 10 or 8 or 10. He said, there he is. So I kept my eye on him. We beat them. And it should have been 4-1. We had a goal disallowed.
Yeah, Chris Lawler had a goal disallowed, which is a perfectly good goal.
Yeah.
That would have been 4-1, and then we got robbed and cheated in the return in Milan.
Well, yeah.
Washed up.
Well, that's what I was going to mention, because it was in a documentary with Tommy Smith, of all people, and John Keith was fronting it.
Yeah, Johnny.
He was a gentleman, an older gentleman, who was a reporter for the Daily Express. But who they had on film, like direct through, was Brian Glanville. Do you ever remember him?
Yes, Brian, great journalist,
One of the great. And he said, I seen a brown envelope. He was going through or something. And he said, I was going through a corridor and a little brown envelope was being packed.
Yeah.
And it says, the referee.
Yeah.
It was being passed. He
Terrible.
said, you don't think of these things at the time. He said, but when I watched that game, he said, I've never seen a more blatant, phony, well, he never said phony, he said corrupt referee.
Yeah.
Brian Glanville said. He said, and Liverpool should have just, not like, just being beaten and thrown out like a, piece of rag. He said they should have just been awarded after 90 minutes that game, because everybody could see that they were cheated and just gone on to play in the final, and they would have won the final. That's what Brian Glanville said. And he was fuming as he was saying it, and he was live, to us.
The referee gave an indirect free kick, and then the fullback buried it into the top corner, and he allowed the goal. And he never touched him, he went straight in. That's what we were protesting again. And the first goal was kicked out of Tommy Lawrence's hands.
And that was illegal.
Behind.
That was illegal.
He was bouncing it, and he came up behind him and flicked it up, put it in it.
But he wasn't being offside anyway.
Yeah.
He was offside. Kicked it out. Corruption. Which was illegal. It was illegal. And that's where, the corruption came in. And he just gave the goal. And isn't it strange how he won 3-0?
Yeah, shocking.
Anyway, to say hello to these Tony LFC. Hello, Frankie. And he says hello to you there. Look. Evening, George.
Evening.
With a chaser as well. That's not too bad. Paul Turner saving a bomb on suntan lotion. Was saving a fortune on suntan lotion.
Yeah.
And Yusuf says, Switzerland's where quality, to be fair. Yeah. Paul Turner. Evening, George. Hope you're okay.
Fine, thanks, Paul. Yeah. And you too.
And the Red Bears, look at all the eyes. I'm back. I'm back. Of course you are. We've missed you, though. Wonder where he's been. That's where he's been.
Yeah, flying off somewhere.
Oh, George, I said, if I was more stable on my old legs, I said on the show last night, I'd be away now because I hate this weather. I hate winter, hate it. And I also, I hate this kind of. It's dark. I had my lights on, George. 2 o'clock this afternoon.
It's midsummer. The
2
longest night of
o'clock.
the year last week.
It's not like nice white fluffy clouds.
Yeah.
It's it's the black and grey. Not even a light grey, the dark grey and black clouds.
We could do with some of the global warming, couldn't we?
I think it misses us, doesn't it, directly?
No, it's very
And
difficult.
Brian says, hello, my Italian friend, Franco Baresi, Carla. After Jared calls me Baresi, fully enough.
Right.
And hello, George, and everyone listening.
He's a great lad.
Yeah. Frank, what is the nicknames again for AC and Inter Milan? Nera Rosso and Nera Rosso and Nera Azzurri, blue, black and blue,
Yeah.
Inter, and also red and
Change my glasses.
brown.
I can see now.
Like Darryl. Georgie Porgy, Pudding and Pie kissed a girl and made her cry. Oh,
Yeah, a long time ago, Darren.
hey, Georgie boy, shit. Herbert
Yes.
Lone's brother, yeah, he's back as well. Even if Frank and George Scott, Cody looked good before. Absolutely, we'll be talking
Yeah,
about him.
he did. He scored, didn't he?
Chris says Herbert Lom's brother, but low against level teams.
They're all doing well, Frank, aren't they? They're all doing well.
Absolutely.
Over in
Absolutely.
Nunes. Nunes is doing well over there in America.
And Youssef says Cody's, young top scorer. Of course he is. And Darryl says Gapco, wow, class so far. And he's right.
Yeah.
I think you're out of order. Not out of order, it's just your opinion, Chris, but he's been playing well.
Yes.
Brian, let's get this boring Euros over ASAP and get back to getting used to life without Jürgen. Gapco looking good, lads. And Darryl, considering the cynical part, I'm not reading that. I'm sorry.
No.
I think he's decent, Gapco, but play him on the left, says Herbert Lom's brother.
Yeah, he's good on the left. He's good coming in from the left. He scored some nice goals for us. Remember the one against Man United when he cut in and stuck in the corner?
Yeah. Exactly the same. And Darryl says Frank Smollett got burnt by Francine. It's always getting burnt by Francine. It's not a one-off, I wish it was. And Anthony Gordon news. I want to get back to that. Just let me read them out and I'll get back to that. Anthony Gordon news resurfacing again. That was me, Frank, under the duvet. Says Paul Turner. Lee Gandhi, hey Lee. Even if Frank, hope you're well, mate, and your guest. It's me. I'm Andy Pope. I wonder, how is Andy? Tell him I was asking about him, Lee. I haven't seen him for yonks because I hardly go on Facebook. I really do. And Chris says, hit the likes, everyone. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, look, Chris, it's the weather channel again. It's the weather. You should have heard it last night. Gordon Wallace scored 2 in the Reykjavik away leg, and a player called Chisnall, who was the last player to be transferred from Man U to Liverpool.
Well, Phil Chisnall is the player that kept me out of the American tour in 1963. I had a slight injury, and then between getting fit, he'd signed Phil Chisnall from Man United for £30,000, and I had to drop out of the tour. I got my blazer, my bag, my injections, and everything. I had to go back to Aberdeen in a close season. And I came back the following season and scored 4 goals more than him in the reserves.
I remember Phil
I was
Chisnall.
top scorer in the reserve team in 1964-65. And Phil was a lovely lad, passed away now. Really nice guy, but he took my place in the tour. That was a bit devastating for me, but I got over it.
Do you ever remember? And this is like going back as well, you know, to the likes of the Phil Chisnall era and your era. And there was a lad who played for Man United, and even the banter, and it was proper banter then by the Liverpool fans to the United fans, was a lad by the name of Albert Quickshaw.
Yeah, played against him, Frank. Played against him. When I made my debut for the reserves, I made my debut at Old Trafford, and Albert Quickshaw was playing. Albert Quickshaw was inside left, blonde-haired lad, played for England. He was on the way down then. He's getting a bit older. But yeah, he was a fantastic player, Quickshaw.
Well, you know, the banter was with Liverpool fans, as I remember, as I recall, was he was a ballet dancer, wasn't
he? He was very sharp on his feet, I know that.
Yeah.
And he could jump.
And that's what he said in an interview. You know, he practices ballet. He goes to the school or something, you know, and practices ballet. And they were all, I remember the cops shouting, you know, where's your tutu? I was wondering what a tutu was.
Well, he didn't bother us in that Old Trafford game because we beat them 5-2, and Alfie Addismith scored 3.
Alfie?
Yeah, he scored 3 in that game. Yeah. Gordon Wallace did score the first goal ever for Liverpool in Europe at Reykjavik.
Do you know what?
Having lunch with him next week.
You mentioned the likes of Alfaro Smith, you know, Alfie Addismith. And when I first seen him, he reminded me of a teddy boy. You know the way you think about it?
He was, yeah. He was.
They were going around then, or they were just about phasing out.
Yeah, the Elvis Presley.
Elvis, yeah.
Teddy boy, yeah. We used to call him Ted.
And that was the first time, well, not the first time, it was the first time I ever heard it.
It was a goal-scoring machine, Alfie.
Well, he got concussions, didn't he? He got echo kicked to them.
Didn't know who he was.
And Bob said he doesn't shout over to the Shanks. He doesn't know who he is.
Tell him his belly.
Tell him what Shankly shouted back to Paisley.
Tell him his pelly, Bob.
Tell him his pelly, Bob. Oh, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. If I missed anyone out, I am, you know.
Like you were saying.
Redbeard says, been on a secret scouting mission, but not found John Henry's wallet yet. You'll never find it.
Which has to find mine.
Good night, lads. Pointless if you bypass opinions. Like, ta-ra, Chris. No problem, mate. Ta-ra. No problems. No problems. Nick Hussein, even if Frank, Gapco has been fantastic. Wonder where Slot or Sloot, we should call him by his proper name. Wonder where Sloot will play him. He prefers the right undoubtedly. Anthony Gordon is a strange one. Where will he play? Exactly. How many lefties do we want? And Brian says, Frank and George, when we won the league under Shanks at home to Leicester, did we beat 1-0? Was it a disallowed? Just missed it on LFC the other night. LFC TV the other night. Didn't we win 1-0? Or
I
was it
thought we got beat.
0?
I thought we got beat 1-0, and Albert
Yeah.
Cheeseborough, I think, scored.
Yeah.
I know we lost one big game to them 1-0. They were a bit of a bogey team for us one time, Leicester, in those
Yes,
days.
you were horrible bogey
I
shaping.
went to the Leicester City Filbert Street as 12th man once on the bench with Shanks and them, and we lost 3-1. It's a player called Davy Gibson, little player. He tore us to pieces. You
I
know,
was
we
just
lost
going to
3-1.
mention him. Him and what's his name? He's got a long name. Carlyle.
I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me because they, as you just said, Davy Gibson. You know, he did. He was
He was only small, but he was a very, very good player.
unbelievable, wasn't he? Another
Yeah,
blonde lad as well, if I recall properly. I thought, you know, you look at these players. Oh, what was that fella's name? He
yeah.
came to me then and went.
Yeah, he scored against us.
Yeah. Something Loughborough.
Cheeseborough. Was it Cheeseborough? Albert
Not
Cheeseborough.
Cheeseborough.
Something like
Not
that.
something like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
A long name.
yeah.
Anyway, Brian says, George, Ola says you look like, that's his wife, by the way, Ola. Says you look like a young Daniel Craig in your Liverpool suit. Great photo, mate. I wonder,
Yeah.
will
There's a
this be
photo on Facebook. One guy coloured it for me, so you got the badge all coloured properly. It really looks great. Super badge.
no pulling power with this ballsy slot? Oh, salute.
Yeah, I look more like him now.
And as Brian says, it will always be FSG who won't get the players. But yes, Big Jaeger have more appeal. I'm worried for the season. That's his opinion. Didn't Shanks well Frank Worthington? Yeah.
Didn't he
Says
he failed the fitness test, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he has a bit of a disease, didn't he?
Yeah. He was a great player, wasn't he? But he was a bit of a rebel.
Brilliant. He scores one of the best goals I've ever seen for both.
Yeah.
Somehow I just remember it, and he just
Flicked it over his head, didn't he? Flicked it over his head. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bolton.
Yeah, on his tie, kept it up, and just wellied it. It was incredible. That was him, though. That was him. That was Frank Witt, and he wasn't afraid to get in, and he wasn't afraid to take a tackle either, as I remember. We drew 0-0 against Leicester last game of the 72-3 season, says Paul T.
There you go. He's got the record there.
I don't want Gordon. I want Diaz to stay. He gets from other pods as a disgrace, in my opinion. And that's, all the flack Diaz is getting. Scottish Bear, good evening. Frank
Evening,
and Joe.
Scottish Bear. That name.
It's your Scottish Bear tuning.
It's my lovely name, that.
Yeah, the Abbott Lowndes brothers got him.
That's him. Mike Stringfellow. Well done. That's the one.
That's good.
He was a thorn in our flesh, him.
But they were a bogey side, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were, and I mean a bogey side.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to this fella. Darryl. Thought George looks like Bruce Willis.
Robert the Bruce.
Yeah, thanks to Herbert Lamb's brother,
Yeah.
putting us out of our misery.
You did. Yeah, there was a guy called Cheeseborough as well. Stringfellow was the one, yeah.
Do you know when someone mentions something and you're trying to think of a name
Yeah,
and you're
you
not
can't
right,
drag it out. Yeah,
and
it's annoying.
it's going through and you're thinking about it all the time?
Well, at least you've got Google now. You can go on your phone and have a look to try and find it, but before you couldn't.
No,
You had
no.
to ask
But I
somebody.
mean, like us now, we haven't got the time to. But Stringfellow and Gibson
Yeah,
plays. They were plays. I always remembered Eric Dugan for Aston Villa.
yeah,
And he was a funny fella. He was funny, humorous. And
yeah.
they,
Big,
when Liverpool come out, they always run to the cop. Well, they came out first, and they shouldn't have done. Dugan said, "Come on, follow me," to his players, and they came up the stair, and they all ran to the cop. And the cop was,
good.
looking at them running to her, and it was so funny. Because as he was running like that, he got between, the middle of, the the 18 yard
It's the
box,
box.
up there, the centre circle there, the circle there. And he got down and he just turned like that, but all the players were behind him. You know what
Went
I
back
mean?
behind.
Yeah, just went back up to the Anfield Road, and it was not that funny. But that was Derek Dugan, the big dude,
The Duke. Yeah,
the dude. Yeah, the day we won the league in '73 against Leicester, it was bloody boiling and sunny in May as well.
yeah.
May. And Darryl says, what are we waiting for? Get Calafiori in. Yeah, but it's like everything else. That's what I mean about, our pod, George. We can talk about, get them in. But I don't like anyone saying, oh, look, we're going to sign,
No, no, I don't.
because I don't like that.
You
And
can't.
that's the speculation.
It's all
You know,
speculation. Media speculation. People spread rumors, start rumors. Agents start rumors. Fans start rumors. Until we got some proper confirmation, it's difficult to. You can have your opinion and say who you want to sign, and that's great. But
yeah,
you can't say we're going to actually sign them.
no. And that's the problem with some people, they tell you that, oh, look what I've read. I've got a source. No, they haven't got a bloody source.
There's some rubbish on Facebook now. Some of the stories, you look
Oh,
on some of the stories, and you get the headline. One of the Liverpool players does not like Slot. He is going to refuse to play for him. But then you read it like it's a load of rubbish. It's just some bot, some looking for clicks.
looking for, clickbait. That's all. That's all.
People fall for it. People fall for it.
All the time. All the time. But I do like Calafiori, to be
Yeah,
honest. I think he's a super centre back.
that's the sort of quality player we should be going for.
And Brian says
Excuse
that
me a
was
minute.
the day Shanks picked the scarf up for Paul and prayed to the copper for it. Yeah, he did. Because I think the copper kicked it away, didn't he? The copper kicked it away, if I remember. And he said, that's someone's life. That's someone's life, he said to the cop. Gerald says, I watched the video of Steve Highway. He was great, Stevie Highway. He was great. That's why they sing about him today, Gerald. That's why they sing about him today. I love that song. I love that song. That's the best song ever. Gakko on the left for Sloot is going to be exciting, says Callum the Red. Hello, Callum the Red. Never seen
Hey,
you
my
here.
grandson's name.
Is it Callum?
Callum, yeah.
It's not him, is it? Callum the Red.
No, it's not him. He's in Tenerife.
Tenerife.
Yeah, holiday.
I wish I was with him in Tenerife.
So do I, Frank.
I was going to go on a cruise, and I've got a mate who plays John Lennon on the cruises. He's great. He's been on my show and whatever. And he's a good friend of mine. And I said to him, I said, listen, Paul, I said, I want to go on a cruise. And will it be good for me? I said, you know the way I am now. And he went, no. He said, it'll be bad for you. So we can't go on the cruise. Ambition of mine to go on a cruise, can't go on because of my condition.
Maybe you go on one of them river cruises, Frank.
But it's getting on enough. I understand that, yeah.
Ryan,
but, but where would you go? I don't want to go around the British Isles.
No,
or up to Norway. I don't want to go to fjords. I want the med.
Yeah.
I want the sun. I want the vitamin D on this stupid face of mine.
Just get on the boat and lie on the deck. Have a few drinks.
Get on there. We'll make me boil if we shines a rabbit on a free. He thinks he's awful. Says Daryl. That's what we've got to be afraid of. I'm being honest. That's what we've got to be afraid of. You know, if we're not going to buy, we'll be getting frees. And I don't want free silence.
No.
I'm being honest.
No way. No way.
The thing keeps going. Sorry. That's right, Brian. He is in front of the cop that day after the final whistle. He waved to the crowd and was wearing a red shirt. Great suit, red shirt. Yes. Yes.
I told the policeman off.
Yeah. My favourite player, Steve Highway, after Kevin Keegan. He says. That's Stevie Highway, yeah. Big up, guys, says K-Mac. Gapco during bits. He will be important next season.
Yeah.
I can't get you on. K-Mac, I haven't a clue. I could get old if you stay. I'll try and get. He doesn't watch the pod, you see. Jason doesn't like football. So I'll get him. Jake K's not here. So we'll get him to send you the link if you want, if you're still here with us. I'll do it now. Callum says, no, I'm not Callum. You're on about. That's it, like your grandson.
We know that, Callum. We know that.
Yeah, can you read that while yeah, lads, says Brian. Did you see Georgia player? He had John Lennon tattoo on his arm. Maybe we will sign him. I don't know.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, how does he know that?
I've never seen the tattoo. Good eyes there, Brian, to see that. They're a good team, Georgia, though. They were a bit. They thought they were in the hunt then when they scored that first goal, but Spain pulled them apart. Spain look a great side to me. I think they'll win it.
No.
Fantastic players.
Come on a boat on the Thames with me, Frank. We will have some berries.
He can take his cat with him as well, can he?
I want to get away from the UK. He's going on a boat with me in London. I want to get away from here.
Follow the sun.
I'll get hold of Jason.
200 million and more.
I'm awfully sorry. Can you? Van Dijk looks a bit. Calendar, can you comment on this? Van Dijk looks a bit passive for Holland. Hopefully, he gets better for us.
Yeah, but I didn't actually see that. I didn't actually see the Holland game, to be honest. So I don't know about that. Didn't see all of it anyway. I saw a bit of it. But Van Dijk's going to be good. He's a quality player. I can't see him being a lot different for us than he's always been. A great centre half. Got no issue with Van Dijk at all, personally.
If you will, us came back. I've sent him a link. Not a link. I'm sorry. I'm asking the other fella, Jason, to send you the link. And Herbert Lom's brother. We didn't get Steve Iway till he was 23 before he was spotted at Ken. Wouldn't happen today. That's true, that.
Yeah, well, he carried on with his education, didn't he? He had a good education, Steve. He was a Bachelor of Science.
Yeah.
Him and Brian Hall.
Little Brian, yeah. Big Bamber and Little Bamber. Remember?
Yeah. Yes.
Big Bamber and Little Bamber.
Highly educated boys.
Oh, he's passed on, hasn't he, Little Bamber?
Yes. Sad.
K-Max says, Rabiot is a great signing. He's a solid player who can play defensive mid.
Yeah.
Alafiori and Rodrigo would be a 9 out of 10.
Definitely. Rodrigo, I think, fantastic.
But it's whether we get them or any of them.
Yeah, probably have to sell somebody.
And as Darryl says, K-Mac, FSG will never spend 120, and they wouldn't. No chance.
Yeah, I've always said though, Frank, if they're serious about winning the league, they've got to spend. Otherwise, they won't win the league. We'll finish about the same place as this year, top 4, with the team we've got now, I think. A couple of additions, we can make all the difference. Quality additions.
Absolutely. Spain relies on Rodri to take them out as Georgia had chances.
Yeah, it's a good goal.
Georgia should have won that game. I thought they were very, very lucky, Spain.
They came on well towards the end. They started to pull them apart a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they just went deflated, didn't they?
A great goal. Nicky Williams scored.
And I tell you who else was very lucky. Portugal. That lad had a chance of all chances. I missed it.
What a miss.
That was a put Portugal out.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was only for Jota, wasn't it, who went through?
Well, when you miss a chance like that, you look back on it after the game and you go over it and over it and over it. And you can't get it out of your mind. It's happened to me many times.
No.
Should have been in the back of the net. Quality striker. Should have scored.
K-Mac. Frank, London is like being abroad now anyway. I want to get away from the UK. K-Mac, honestly. I just want to get away. That's what I'm like. I don't like London either. I don't like London. Been there loads of times. Studied actually down there as well. There's no way I would have let Quansah go in return for Gordon. Shows FSG mentality. We are getting it tough enough at the back. And they are going to sell more defenders, says Brian. I can't see it. I can't see it.
You're not going to let Quansah go.
No way.
He's suicidal.
No way.
Can't believe that at all.
Cavachila, or whatever his name is, Darryl says. I'd love him. I think he's brilliant, that lad. FSG, no interest in silverware, only lying in Boston's pocket, says TW. And Taylor Swift, said Brian. said it was the worst place he's ever played in at Anfield because the light shining off the 6 huge European Cups spoiled their light show.
Nice one, Brian. Yeah,
Oh, that was cool.
nice
That was
one.
cool.
6 European Cups, should have been 9.
Yeah, should have won it. The Inter Milan game.
Inter
Inter,
Milan game, the bloody Real Madrid game, the Juventus game, the Milan game against Athens. Every one of them we could have won.
and I always remember Filippo Inzaghi saying, "Oh, was it Caduso? Was it them?" Anyway, said that Liverpool were the better sides. We were lucky tonight. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's at the Athens game.
Oh, but I was there. Yeah, they were, without a doubt. Coit scored. We should have won that game. We had more chances. Played better than we did Istanbul.
I know, but I think Rafa came under stick. I always remember I was watching Raiuno and Paolo Maldini. I was watching Raiuno, the Sport, the Gazzetta. I was watching the Sport, and he said, "Who we fear most is Crouch. We can't handle him." That's what he said.
Yeah.
And Rafa didn't play him until near the end.
Right. Later on.
Should have played him. And I even said, even without Maldini saying that. Football's become boring, too reliant on systems, says Youssef. Would you agree with that, by the way?
Yeah, there's a lot of square passing and back to the goalkeeper in midfield square. Not enough through balls. That's what puzzles me about England not playing Trent, because they played Walker the other day, and the whole of the second half, Walker played on the right wing, and Foden wasn't passing to Bellingham, and there was no movement through the middle. If Trent had been playing, he would have opened it up. Even Gary Neville said Trent should have been on.
Yeah.
I just couldn't understand.
I'm being honest, I won't watch England.
No, I watched it, but I mean,
will not watch England.
They were lucky.
All these supporters all doing all this and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Same supporters who, crucify us. Liverpool.
Yeah.
I was even sure last night on the history show, I was talking about, as someone said, is it jealousy? Why aren't we ever mentioned? And I'm not talking about football, I'm talking historically. So I was going through a lot of things, history-wise, what we achieved, and we don't get a mention. That's all I'm saying. And it's the same here.
Yeah.
And Daryl says FSG mentality, Kabak and mellow. Paul Turner, we will get to 9, George.
I'm sure we will. Sure we will, Paul.
Yeah,
I'm always retaining my optimism about the season. I hate the guys that are down on Liverpool and down on it, and we're going to do bad this year and everything. We don't know, do we? We don't know.
Daryl says if we had Mascherano, Alonso, and Gerrard in this team now, we will win every league.
Yeah, but we don't, Daryl.
That's the problem. Turkey winning all came back. I wish he was on. I'm going to phone him. Can you Turkey winning Turkey winning all their players are based in Turkey? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Can you go on phone, Jason?
I mean, Turkey are a passionate nation. I mean, they've got some of the most passionate fans in the world. Turkey, Fenerbahce, and those places. I remember when Graham Souness planted a flag in the middle of the pitch in the big local derby. They all kicked up a fuss. So you can't underestimate Turkey. They're a passionate nation of footballers. I don't know how good the team is, But the fact that all homegrown, as K-Mac said, it's got to be good. It's got to be good. I mean, it's been interesting, this European competition, but there's not been that many fantastic games. A couple of games where there's been incidents at the end, last minute goals, whatever. England, of course, were very lucky. I thought. I mean, they really, really got out of jail there. 3 minutes to go, maybe less, and the manager's out of a job. The press would have went haywire. They'd have had a field day, and then one header from a throw-in, brilliant overhead kick, and the whole thing changes. And they're standing in front of the crowd, sort of accepting the applause. I would have been a bit embarrassed to accept the applause because they didn't really deserve to win that game. I mean, I know Frank doesn't watch England, but I think I watch England because it's interesting just to watch him as a football fan. Really, I don't support them. I support Scotland, but they were very, very lucky there in that game. But Turkey are a good side, a passionate nation with passionate fans, and you got to admire that.
Well, there's been a few teams that. GK gets hold of me, and I just sent her there. I had a phone call about JK coming on. K-Mac coming on. He said, I'll send him a link. JK's just said, shall I send him a link? He's just, I don't know, he must be tuning in. I'll just say, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so get myself a drink while you're doing that then, Frank.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, lads, boys and girls, I want to, where am I? Sorry about this. I want to put up this. And for all you Liverpool fellas, Scousers, there's a coach tour. And the lazy Lynn Ellis has hired me to do this. And it's on the 25th of July. It's a great tour. People have been on it before. And they just love it. We have a laugh and whatever. But you get to all the historical sites. And one of the things that we're going to see is Williamson's tunnels. And if you've never been to Williamson's tunnels, they're fantastic. They really are fantastic. And that's in the price. It's only 26 quid. And it's really good. It really is. Lasts all day. You'll stop for lunch anyway. Go and have some lunch somewhere. And it's just great. It's just great. But I'll be giving you the phone number. I'll definitely give you the phone number this week sometime. I haven't got the phone number yet. But I haven't given it to Jason. So you'll be able to phone up if you want to go. And it's only a 28-seater. So if you want to go along, it is a great day. It's on a Thursday, by the way, the 25th. And I promise you it'll be a dry, sunny day. And we'll all be made up. And I'll just take this off. I'll do it in the second hour. Can we do a starting 11 of the biggest flops at Liverpool? The biggest flops? You've only got to look at the likes of Sean Dundee, Jimmy Carter. They were absolutely shocking. They were shocking, those lads. And, we bring them in, say, oh, this is going to be great. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And who else? Kromkamp. Do you remember him? Kromkamp. And Aquilani, the Italian lad. Even Joshina, albeit that he scored against Real Madrid in that great 4-0 win at Anfield. Joshina, and scored back-to-back goals. He scored 2 crackers. One against Real and one against Man U when he lobbed the goalie. When he lobbed him. But unfortunately, he never quite made it. Did we have a goalkeeper? We've always had good goalkeepers. You can't really pick a goalkeeper. I always remember one lad who was sacked by Liverpool.
Frank.
No, as Youssef said, can we do a starting 11 of the biggest flops at Liverpool? I've mentioned Aquilani.
Sean Dundee.
Yeah, I
Sean
mentioned
Dundee.
he was the first name.
Andy Carroll when he had a few decent games.
He was a flop though, wasn't he?
It was a flop, yeah. It was a flop. Anthony Tallack.
Tallack, yeah, Tallack. Well, that was the other fella, wasn't it? Zulier bringing him in, saying that he's great.
El Hadj Diouf.
Yeah. Shocking.
He was a nasty piece of work.
Karius.
Yes. One of the biggest.
Forgot about him. I hated in my vocabulary, but I didn't like him. He said after the final, he said, "I'm crying." He said, "You're crying. This is me mate, Dave Kirby." He said, "You're crying." He said, "I was watching kids cry."
Yes.
You're crying.
Disgrace. It was disastrous. Absolutely disastrous.
I don't know where K-Mac's gone. He must have got his stay. He might have gone.
Looks like you have to put up with me, Frank.
Just me and you, George. Like last week. Gakpo and Nunes looking good for their national team, says Dad.
Yeah, that's what I said before. Nunes has scored about 10 goals. McAllister's playing well and Diaz is playing well, so they're all doing all right.
Jay, I'm sorry, God blimey. Brian. Can you change Jaden's name to Brian? Number 1, Karius. Youssef, that's what he says.
Yeah.
I've seen more quality in Crewe Alexandra versus Macclesfield Town than some of the Euro games. So many boring draws from the big teams. The lesser teams
over, to be honest.
They have K-Mac. K-Mac, where are you? You've been sent a link. Unless he's gone. Shame.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. The lesser teams have made it better.
Jesus. And Turkey have been second best supported club in the Euros after Germany, apparently. Yeah, they have.
No, Scotland.
Scotland.
Number 1 supporter club, Scotland by a mile.
Really?
200,000 fans over there.
Really?
Come on, Scotland. Tartan Army were by far the biggest support over there.
Really?
Just the team were rubbish.
200,000?
4% of the Scottish country.
No.
They weren't all on the ground, of course. They're all in the bloody fan parks and places.
But they have got a massive support, though, Turkey, no matter how you
have. I said when you were off before, I was saying that, Frank, they're the most passionate nation. Remember when Souness put the flag in the middle of the Ferencvaros stadium in the derby?
Yeah.
That's when they said, "Welcome to hell." And they said, "You think this is hell? Come to the Grafton on a Friday night."
That's the best ever. The best ever. I tell you this. the one I love as well, um, and I mentioned this, and a fella come on, he commented, and he said, that was me when I was a kid. Do you know what it was? I was talking about banners, and I said, I always remember a black and white photograph of a young lad, only a kid, and he has a little banner like that, and he has it up and he said, Shankly lives forever.
Yeah, yeah.
After he died, and this is a few years later, is it? Shankly lives forever.
Right in the middle of the cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said, that's the greatest, I've ever seen.
Yes, I
And
agree.
the lad got hold of me and he said, that was me. I said,
Wow.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
An iconic photograph, that.
But that's passion.
It is.
We go back, we talk about
Shankly lives
players,
forever. Yeah.
we talk about them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Turkish people situated in Germany, says Yusuf. Yeah, there's loads of them. There's loads of them. Sarah says, £26 in Oh, behave. Behave. You've got to pay for the coach. You've got to pay for these tunnels. And you want lunch included. Free sandwiches. Anyway, you won't be going. You won't be travelling to Liverpool to go. What are they like? Lunch included. Even if Frank George in chat says, Ian Mac.
Hi, Ian.
Someone asked me last night about statues, and I said I'd tell them tonight. Let me know if you're on tonight, and I'll let you know what the statues are. That's in Birkenhead, statues in Birkenhead, the Old Town Hall.
You might know this, Frank. Frank, you being a historian, when we were in America, we were taken by a tour guide around New York, and we were telling him that Birkenhead Park was the model for Central Park.
It was.
Is that right? Yeah, I thought it was,
Yeah.
Frank. Good. Glad you confirmed that. Yeah, because we told him that. He was amazed.
Yeah, Birkenhead, yeah. It was the model. They modelled it on Birkenhead Park.
Birkenhead Park, yeah.
Paxton's Park. Incredible. The Flatiron in Hanover Street and Church Street, a Flatiron.
Yeah.
Someone, I forget the Gerald Corsi Fraser, I know our architect of the Flatiron.
Flatiron, yeah.
And the Americans loved it. I went, whoa, look at that. And they built one in New York, about 20,000 stories high. You know what I mean? So size of it. So that was a model for that. Did you know that their overhead railway was a model as well on Liverpool?
No, didn't know that. No. When was the overhead railway demolished?
1957.
Wait, when?
1957.
Yeah, because I didn't see it. I came to Liverpool in 1960 and it was gone. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. My father-in-law used to tell me about it.
It's scandalous. It was the first electrified overhead railway in the entire world.
Yeah.
The entire world. And what incorporated in it as well was electrified signals. No one has ever seen that because you'll always have fellas on the track, waving flags and whatever. And so it was electrified railway signals. Not only that, it was the very first as well in the entire world of an escalator. And we pulled it down.
Yeah, I know. So go all the way from Bootle. Go from Bootle to the Pierhead.
Yeah, it was right down at the dingle,
Dingo, yeah.
right up to Seaford
Wow.
Stamps, and just up the road was Southport.
God, I don't know why they pulled it down. God.
Money, corruption, because the council at the time, they were all Tories. Do you know what Tory means, by the way? You know it's a Gaelic word terminology.
No,
Do you know what it
no.
means?
Well,
You're gonna love this, George. It means it's Irish Gaelic. It means robber.
God. Very apt.
Yeah. But they were all Tories, and the government said after the war, any public structure or building that's been damaged because of bombings will compensate it, but you have to pull them down. They had like a 14 or 15-year grace after the war. And after the council, the Tory council, were in the demolition business.
Yeah. Love it.
Think
Oh,
about,
dear.
think about that for a minute. Oh, blimey. And
God.
that's why it went. Should have, these preservationists who are saying, don't do this, don't pull it down. Even the custom house. I blame the Americans for the custom house. I don't blame the Germans because it was only an incendiary device that went through. It gutted 2/3 of the inside of the custom house.
Yeah.
And it could have easily have been saved. They only had to do, where it was gutted. It
Yeah.
was incredible, an incredible building. The same coloured stones as you see today, St George's Hall and all the rest of the neoclassical buildings.
Yeah.
Imagine that on the waterfront facing the Albert Dock.
Yeah. Well, one of my mates worked on the excavation in the Albert Dock, and he said they found all sorts of things like desks, and all sorts of things under the mud. When they
Yeah, yeah,
excavated it,
yeah.
real source of history from the 18th century, whatever.
Oh, it was incredible. It was an incredible building, and it was built in 1828,
Yeah.
and they pulled it down. Now, here's why I blame the Americans. They said to Liverpool, the council, obviously, can we buy that? They were buying castles in Scotland, if you remember. They were
Yeah.
buying bridges in London Bridge, for example. They were buying things. So we decided, oh yeah, well, all right, well, there was a bit of corruption, obviously. And we started to take the big stones away and marking them. And there's a few stones up in there today, even up in Anfield Cemetery,
Yeah.
marked.
From that
And
period. Yeah.
the Yanks got fed up waiting for them. They said, that's taking too long. We don't want it now. That was the end of it. That was the end of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change corruption, unfortunately.
Hey, we moved on to the history show tonight, Frank.
The weather,
We moved over to the history show. And your history show, you get some football stuff coming on, don't you?
exactly. And I have to tell you,
Yeah, I appreciate it. I increased my knowledge of the local area, which is great.
Yusuf, does anyone have high expectations for Desena, though? I did. Yusuf, because, I had to say that he was a flop when Yusuf asked. And I did. To be honest, he wasn't really given a chance. I wasn't given a chance to say, but nevertheless, he was a flop. Like Aquilani, Alberto Aquilani.
Yeah. So I was
You know,
injured.
but there have been, some bad players, bad flops. Yeah, look, Brian, Tobin, Picnic, Shearer, Litalik, Diouf.
Yeah, named a few of them already. Yeah, you're right.
And Salif Diao as well. He was a
Yeah,
big flop. Paul Turner, Joe Cole.
yeah. He never did it,
I
did he?
said at the time, there's no way Chelsea would let him go if he was any good.
No, he was a flop.
Oh, he was awful. Joe. Joe Cole. Joe Cole.
Harry
Yeah.
Kewell never achieved his full potential, did he either?
No, he was a
Great
flop.
player, a gifted player, but he never really got there.
No, he was always injured.
Yeah,
He was
European Cup final
injured.
in Istanbul had to come off.
The point was, he should never have started anyway, because
No,
when the team was picked, what are you picking him for?
exactly, exactly.
What are you picking him? Because he was injured. He was out for ages before the game.
He
And
lasted
that
hardly any time.
blew me. But he made up for it, didn't he, when he sent Smeacher on
Yeah, turned the game.
and then substituted Steve Finnan at
Yeah,
half time
Haman,
for
Didi Haman.
did he? Milan Jovanovic, absolute awful, says Ian Mack. Looked like he won a raffle to play for LFC. Looked like he won the raffle to play for.
What about Ronnie Rosenthal? Biggest miss ever.
The greatest miss ever.
Ever. 2 yards out over the bar.
Kariakos, Satoris Kariakos.
He was a big donkey. Don't know why we signed him.
Brian said he put Nedved in his bed. He made Good Johnson go down. Now Shevchenko cannot sleep because Kara is coming to town. My favourite,
Yes.
2005.
Never seen that one. That's good. Good that, Brian.
That Neved, whatever his name was, he was brilliant in for Juve. He was a great player. Him.
Yeah.
And Good Johnson was good as well, wasn't
He
he?
was.
Shevchenko, the Ukrainian. He's a politician now, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a politician.
The biggest change to a footballer was the guy from United, Cantona. He became an actor, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
The big beard. I follow the seagulls. I follow the seagulls behind the boat.
Couldn't have to go with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cantona. But he was a character, wasn't he?
He's a hell of a player. Remember, he jumped in the crowd with his feet and did a kick to spectator in the chest. He got banned for weeks.
Should have got banned for life after that.
Should have done, really. Yeah.
You go and attack. That was Crystal Palace supporter, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
And you know, he called him a frog, and he said it was racist.
Lost his head, didn't he? Hell of a player. He was a great player.
And Jay says, just then, Frank, where are we off on the coach? All around the city and Williamson's tunnels. Jay, all around. It'll be great. If you've still got your bike, you can follow us on your bike. Paul Turner says, there was a banner on the cop at the Wolves game. Jürgen lives forever. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, yeah. Online. Seen it online.
Just shows you, doesn't it, you know, how from Shankly lives forever to this man.
Yeah. Mentioned in the same breath, quite rightly.
Paul Turner. It was me, Frank, the statues of the town hall and Seacon. They're off what? I only know two. One. Now the other, just hear me out on this. The fella who actually designed, there was a fella named Ellison who designed the town hall. Right, he designed it. And when the statues are going up, there was one fella by the name of Bruce Joy, sculptor Bruce Joy, and he put up John Laird, a Scottish fella, John Laird. Now the other statue could be Camel, because Camel Laird, Camel's not like that. That's a surname. It should have been Camel and Laird. That's what it should have been. But there was never any and. So it was Camel Laird.
Well, Laird, yeah.
And it could be Laird. And the other one was Victoria. Everyone was doing, during the 1880s, it was designed between 1883 and 87 was the town hall. And as I said last night, I remember the Ellison, the architect, but the statues, I knew one was Laird. I knew that, but I had to make sure. But the other two, I don't know. I really don't. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. So I hope it's all right for you, Paul. I hope it's all right. Brill, Paul, seen that one. No one else deserved that. Only Jürgen. You know the
Yeah.
He lives forever. It
You're
was
right.
brilliant to see, he says, Paul. Another shameful piece of vandalism, says Macaster, 1878. Piece of vandalism by the council along with the demolition of the cavern.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
The worst mistake ever, that. The worst.
Yeah, and they moved it to the wrong.
It's K-Mac, I don't know. K-Mac's going to talk about the cavern and when he used to go there. And,
I used to go there. Used to go there.
I only ever went in once because, honestly, this is true. This is true. We were going down to the cavern, me and my mates, and we were all about 20, 21, and we had these Crombies on, Crombie overcoats, ties, and we were going down, and this is genuine. And who was appearing on there, we didn't know at the time, was, remember Dave Clark 5?
Yes.
This is true, There's one of the lads were behind me, Benny Ambrose, his name was. Still is, still going. Behind me, Benny. And the next, there was a bit of, not commotion, but, man's out the way there, because there was the queue. And the next was a drum. A big bass drum come bouncing down like that. And it's a Benny on the head. And who was behind the drum coming down was Dave Clark 5. And Benny started fighting. He thought he hit him over the head with his drum. Started fighting with Dave Clark 5.
He was the drummer, wasn't he, Dave Clark?
Yeah, Dave Clark was the drummer, and we all got thrown out. And we were only on the stairs. We never even got in.
That's the only time you were there.
Getting closer every year. Getting closer to getting in every year. Sorry, lads. I was upstairs putting stuff in the loft and taking stuff out.
As you do.
As you do.
What was mentioned there, K-Man, was, can you name any, starting from like one, the goalkeeper. Can you name the worst 11 flops for Liverpool? You've named a few,
God. I mean, Balotelli's got to be on there, hasn't he?
We never mentioned him, and no one mentioned him.
Yeah,
Balotelli, he was dreadful. Like Aquilani's got to be on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
What about Markovic? Do you remember him?
Oh, laser man. No, he wasn't even mentioned.
he's so bad I can't remember him.
I mean, like I've literally just named off the midfield.
We put
Yeah,
Carrington.
Did Markovic ever play? That's a point.
No,
He was 20 million,
20 million, yeah.
and so
Can't remember.
was Aquilani. Him and Aquilani were 20 million quid a piece. Like seriously, we
And
got
that was a
McAllister
lot
for
of money.
35. We got McAllister for 35. Just
Yeah.
put that into context. We got Ginny Van Elden for 16, wasn't it? Just put
Yeah,
that into
something mad
context.
like that. Yeah.
Andy Robertson for 8.
8.
Nuts, like nuts, and we got ripped off for those two. I'm thinking of goalkeepers. We've had some really bad goalkeepers.
But what about Andy Carroll for 30?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I can't really dig at Carroll that much because it wasn't his fault, and he did score some good goals.
He did, yeah,
Important
headers,
goals.
good
He just
headers.
had an
What a
idiot of a manager.
City, yeah.
He just had
And
a
against
problem of
Chelsea
a
in the
manager.
final. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, I was at that. He was unbelievable. Well, so was Drogba as well. To be fair, that was the Drogba final. And the goal that wasn't a goal. He scoops it from inside the net. Like I could see that from where I was. Okay, goalkeepers. I'll name one goalkeeper, and it's not because he was a really bad goalkeeper, because he never got a chance to be really bad. It was what he did during the Hillsborough parade. So he kind of goes as my all-time terrible goalkeeper. Do you remember Peggy Axpere?
Peggy Axpere, yeah.
I was trying to think of him, and
Yeah.
he got. Yeah, I was trying to think of him because he got banned, didn't he? He got
banned. He got banned out the stadium. Never mind not playing for the club. You're not allowed in the stadium.
Oh, blimey, I was there. He was laughing.
Defenders. Kucheski's got to be up there, hasn't he? Paul Konchesky. Paul Konchesky.
We never even mentioned him.
Another defender
Julian
who's
Dix.
really bad.
Julian Dix.
Oh no! He scored one of the
Dix
best goals I've ever seen. Remember the header against Man United, the equaliser, 3-3. I was at that game. He nearly knocked himself out.
I'll tell you what.
He can just be a legend for that. He can just be a legend for that game for me.
Jovanovic has been mentioned.
Pellegrino. Was it Pellegrino? The defender?
Pellegrino.
Yeah, he sat with Rafa, didn't he?
He's a manager now.
I remember him either.
Pellegrino, yeah. Where was he from?
There was another really bad defender. What was his name? Soccer Greek.
Kyrgios.
Yeah, he was
mentioned.
I said he was a big donkey kid.
Oh, you mentioned he was terrible.
Useless.
No, Corker.
Who?
Stephen Corker.
I remember him.
He just got played up front. He never got played in defence. He was like 10 million.
I've never heard of him. Yeah.
He had an international cap. He had an England cap when we signed him. Stephen Corker. Yeah, Stephen Corker. He got played up front more than in our defence.
Honestly, can't remember.
There you go. Played up front against Man United. Someone's just wrote in the chat. Because Benteke was useless. Yeah, Benteke's got to be up there, hasn't he, for worst forward?
Yeah, he was the complete disaster.
He has to be up there. Like I know Jukanovic and who's the other guy? There was two of them. They were, Ponytail, Voronin. I know they were really bad. I know they were really bad.
Yeah,
but they didn't cost 35 million or whatever Benteke cost. Maybe even 40 million. I don't know how much Benteke costs now, to be honest. But he was so good before we signed him, and then was ass.
But that's what I mean, like these players coming in. Andy Carroll. Now, Andy Carroll, to me, was a flop. I don't care what anyone says.
He's a first division player.
He was
a championship player.
Before he came for Newcastle. And this
in the championship.
But Kamoli went in for him. Yeah. For 30 million, all on the base of what he did for Newcastle, and also, this great new England centre forward. Well, I was at the Chelsea game, down in Wembley.
Wembley, I was there, yeah.
I was there.
All there. We were all there. But we never seen each other, but we were all there.
Yeah, I was there with my son.
I was in the Chelsea end. I
wonder I never seen you then.
My mate got into a scrap with a guy. Obviously, when we scored, and it was 2-1, and he started kicking off this guy, like absolutely kicking off. Started like swinging from a mate, and I just stopped him and went, "Mate," and he goes, "What?" I went, "Your son's watching you," and he just went, and I went, "And your wife." His son and his wife were next to him, and he's like fighting. Like, I was just like,
just a typical hooligan.
That really sums up Chelsea fans, to be fair.
Yeah.
Keita must be one of the biggest flops as well. Keita.
No, I'm not.
Well, he didn't do anything, did he? I mean, he was injured all the time. Come on, we paid a fortune for him.
Just injured.
He's a brilliant player. Watch them on YouTube. He was fantastic. I expected really great things, and he did one or two. A great game at United when he scored. He had a couple of other great games, but generally speaking, he didn't really do what I wanted him to do. Don't know about you, Kema.
I mean, are we going to throw Thiago in there as well? He cost
probably,
us $80 million in the end.
Probably, yeah. I'd go along with that.
He didn't play all year.
Right.
He's got to be a flop, hasn't he?
Is Ox going to go in that mix?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got our midfield then.
Remember a guy called Fred Morris?
We got a midfield under Klopp that was flops.
No, they weren't complete flops, to be fair. But they probably underperformed against the potential.
I don't think Ox was a flop. I think Ox got us through some hard times when we missed Salah. Every time Salah went to the AFCON, Ox got played in his position and scored, and then when he came back, he got dropped.
Yeah, they were all great players potentially.
Yeah, Corker was Jurgen's first signing. Someone's just wrote in the chat. That's a good point.
Still can't remember him, Corker.
I've never heard of him.
Stephen Corker. I think he came from Bournemouth or Tottenham or someone like that. I can't remember now. One of those.
Arthur Mello was a flop, wasn't he?
Who?
Oh God.
Arthur Mello.
I mean, do we even call him a player for Liverpool?
Does
that even count? Like, I don't know whether that counts. Like, do you have to do like a certain amount of time, like at least like more than one game?
He's playing now, isn't he? He's playing well now in Europe, isn't he?
I don't know. Well, yeah, let's change that, boys. And Paul saying, I might get slated for this, but I will be sad to see Goodison go. Too many iconic football grounds have gone now. I'd rather preserve history than demolishing it. But you've got health and safety, Paul.
Yeah,
that comes into the equation.
Collapse on us.
Things just move on, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you been in there? Have you been in there when it's rattling?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know what it felt like. I went there a while ago. It felt like. Have you ever been on that roller coaster in Southport that got shut down? It felt like you were on a wooden roller coaster that was like health and safety issues, and you're in a stand. Like you're literally like, oh my God, is this gonna? Am I going to end up in rubble?
Yeah, because he used to stamp the feet, didn't he?
Yeah.
Look at the state of Old Trafford. Look at the state of Old Trafford.
Yeah, leaking. Yeah.
I mean, that could do with being.
And our new stands isn't finished yet. I was watching it today. And there's still work needs to be done. That's shocking. That's disgraceful. The due diligence to bring Buckingham in when they were having problems with Fulham. was shocking.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that wasn't done. That wasn't done right. And there was a lot of corners cut with that by the looks of it.
Loads.
Like from what I heard, and this blows my mind, to be fair. And this is another black mark on FSG for me, is we actually got quoted the stand and the corner bits, so it curved, so it looks a bit like Old Trafford, the whole curvature piece.
Yeah, curving it around,
we got quoted that and the two curves on the other side. You got the main stand that's like incredible.
Yeah.
But then you got the extra bit that got done recently. But then there's two curves which also got quoted, and we decided that no, we don't want them. We just want that one bit. Well, we're going to have to get those two bits done eventually to complete the stadium. So
exactly.
They didn't want them. It wouldn't have closed the stadium. It wouldn't have closed anything.
No.
Everything would have stayed the way it was. It's just it would have cost an extra couple of million.
You didn't want to spend any money.
I know.
That's the problem.
It felt like that. It felt like that.
No, it is. Oh, it is.
It felt like that. And the reason they probably haven't finished the stadium is because they wanted to get Taylor Swift in to get 10 million off air.
Yeah.
Or whatever they got. They got about, I think they got like 8 million or something off air.
Honestly. Throw Pink in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making money.
And do you know that she gave her loads of money? Talking about Taylor Swift. I don't know the girl, to be honest. And she gave it's enough to feed. These food banks for a year.
Yeah, seen that, Frank.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Out of her money.
It might have been part of the contract. It might have been part of the contract. Look, love, if you're coming to Liverpool with your entourage and you got this much money, you're giving to some of the povos.
Well, she certainly can afford it. It's worth billions.
She certainly can afford it.
And the price of the tickets, 500 quid each or something.
You should look into her history. It was only about 6 years ago she couldn't fill like a stand with 100 people. About 6 years ago. Honestly, she's gone from like this to like this.
She's been going quite a long time too, hasn't she? She's been going 12 years.
I don't even like her music. I don't even like her music.
But honestly, I didn't know. And it was Neil Brother. He sent me a message months ago, talking about. And he said, because he used to always ask me for tickets, get me tickets for the game. So anyway, he said, can you get me tickets for Taylor Swift? And, that was just a message.
He asked you? They're about 10 grand.
Honestly, listen to this. Now I'm going back months and months ago. And I went, Taylor Swift. So I got back to him and I said, who is he? Who is he?
Yeah.
American footballer.
I never had a clue.
MMA fighter.
Could have been it. And he went, no, it's a girl singer. And I went, no, I won't be getting any tickets for that. Won't be getting any tickets. I got last year.
My best mate. My best mate who I used to be in the army with. He left the army and he become like a housing project manager for building sites, and he got a contract working, like he was the guy who basically ran the whole Wembley Park site. So he'd always like message me and go, oh, do you fancy coming to this game, or do you fancy watching this, or do you fancy doing this, because he got tickets for Wembley like all the time. And it wasn't just like Wembley, it was like the arena bit as well, where they had like concerts and comedians. And he just like messaged me completely out of the blue. He'd be like, oh, do you fancy coming to see Michael McIntyre tonight, or blah blah blah, just give me a shout. And I'd just like get a train down, because I live near Wembley, well, only about 20 minutes. So it was great. He doesn't do that anymore. They finished the contract.
It shows you, doesn't it?
Honestly, you
know. Of course it is. You've always said that.
Of
course it is. I'm over on your side. This next month, 2nd of next month, George, if you want to come along.
Where's that, Frank? Where's that?
I'm going to tell you, it's in Wallasey.
Oh, yeah, it's not far.
I think it's called
When
the
you said over
Nelson
his side, I was like, where's he? You in Ireland or something? Wallasey. Over your
Nelson
side.
Hotel, I think. Nelson Hotel.
Amazing.
I'll give you more details.
Yeah, give us more details. Yeah, yeah.
Anthony's going. Anthony Brown's going.
Yeah, yeah.
Picking
Send
me
me
up
the details, Frank.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be good. Mary Stan, she had a go at me, to be honest, because there was a comment by Chris, and I didn't want to. It had nothing to do with the show, it was about FSG and
Yeah, it's a
all
lot
this.
of stuff. He puts a lot of stuff on X.
I know, and I'm fed up with it. And it's mentioning my name.
To be honest.
It's mentioning my name
tagging you?
constantly.
Was
And
he
I don't
tagging
like
you?
it. I've asked them to stop.
I came off X. I came off Twitter.
I've just left the conversation.
When I came off it.
I'll have to come off with myself.
Tag you. People could just tag you and stuff, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with this. Why am I even here?
I've no time.
Exactly.
No time in my schedule for all that.
And as Darryl told her, Mary, we all promote this show by likes and subscribes. No need to be, a little bit. Anyway, Brian says, Paul, we must be eating the same food tonight, lad, because I totally agree. It should have got done up. These new stadiums don't do it for me. They're talking about Everton, but we should have had one, and I'm talking from years ago. Let's see this. I won a huge part, mate, in 2 years for the 40th anniversary of the double. It will stick with me for life. I think of it every day. Would have been sad if Alan wasn't around. Maybe Frank will organise his party. The 40th anniversary of the double.
Yeah.
40.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Time passes.
It's
incredible.
It's just, yeah.
Was that under Paisley?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. I'll tell you who was under himself.
84.
He was player manager.
Kenny.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He was player manager.
Yeah, that's right.
He won it against Chelsea, didn't he? When when he scored that goal and we were champions and went on then to beat Everton.
Great days.
So that was his first of his. He won 4, didn't he? Did he win 4? Did he win 2?
He won at Blackburn as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he won 1 with us and 1 with Blackburn.
Yes.
No, he never won a double with Blackburn.
No, he didn't win a double.
No, I meant league. I meant league.
Yeah. Won the league.
Yeah. So he won the championship with us, and then it wasn't called the Premier League; it was just called League, wasn't it?
Yeah, Youssef Sako was one of the worst players.
Best division.
This Austria-Turkey game says Youssef is brilliant. 2-1 Turkey. Now.
Turkey are incredible.
Turkey are winning.
They've only got one player that's not from Turkey. That's nuts.
Yeah, it'll be a great win. Austria's a good team. They're unbeaten, Austria.
Yeah, I thought Austria would probably end up playing us in the
semi-final.
Quarters. Yeah, sorry, in the semis.
Youssef says, I've never heard of him, Why haven't I heard of this fella, Stephen Corker?
Neither have I, Frank, so we're on the same wavelength. I have to look him up.
There you go. That's how bad he was.
Can't be much worse than
He was Reagan's first signer. Oh, yeah, we'll have to take Ox off that list. Because look, was Ox worse than the likes of Charlie Adam and Stuart Tam?
Charlie Adam, he was all right, Charlie Adam.
Oh, I've just remembered another player that's worse than that was worse than any of them. Do you remember that? Oh God, what was his name?
Jimmy Carter.
He was a Roy Evans signing.
Jimmy.
He was he was a midfielder. But I think he was from Denmark. He paid like 7 million for him. No, he spent like 7 million on him.
Was it Torben Picnic?
He was so slow. No,
he was Danish. Picnic.
Oh, it was the guy that Roy Evans signed for Liverpool, who played in midfield, and he was Scandinavian, Norwegian, or Danish.
Glenn Hussein.
He was like 7 million.
No,
Roy Evans, not Roy Evans. God,
Can't remember.
England manager, crap guy.
England
was with us for about 6 months. What's his name? My mind's gone blank.
No, I'm going through the Scandinavian.
Roy Hodgson.
Signed him.
Roy Hodgson signing. Because he signed Konchesky.
He signed Konchesky, Jovanovic.
He signed Wilson.
He signed a lad named Jovanovic. It was shocking.
I can't remember.
Christian Poulsen.
Poulsen, yeah.
Someone just put it in the chat. Big up, Yusuf. He was a lot of money.
He did nothing.
Was garbage. He was a lot of money.
You've had some crap.
Yeah, there's your midfielder.
Liverpool FC vlogs. How's it going, lads? Looks like Gakpo and Nuna. Look at this. Akko and Moon.
That's how you pronounce it.
Playing well. Hopefully bring that form into the start of the season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Look at my previous videos. I said Hakpo was a bagsman, and he scores lots of goals if you put him in front of goal. It's just we've been playing him in midfield.
Yeah, he's. I've always rated him, Gakpo.
Well, Mark Simon said,
that's another tournament where he scored 3 goals.
Bring Gordon home to his Boyle club. I'll go to you on that, man.
No, I don't. I haven't got enough. I haven't got enough evidence yet. He's had 1 good season at Newcastle, and that's it. Like he got more yellow cards for diving than goals for Everton. And if you really want to look at the numbers, he got 4 more goals than Diaz last season. I mean, is that a £75 million player? I mean, is that the reason to not play Gakpo there, who's just scored 3 goals in the Euros, and then 3 goals in the World Cup, and a bag full of goals for his previous club, and he's got more goals. He's got more goals under less chances, under less games than Diaz for us currently, and he's not being played as a left winger. So, I'm so fed up with Newcastle demanding ridiculous amounts of money for players that finish 10th. Make that make sense.
Yeah, they need to sell to buy, don't they? They
need
to sell to buy.
Yeah, how can you command £100 million for a player that didn't get you into the Champions League?
Financial fair play.
All right, let's go through some of these. Right, Coco was Queen's Park Rangers, as usual, and wasn't it Queen's Park Rangers he came from? Says the vlogs. Yusuf again. Goodison might have the worst away end. Can't see much of the pitch yet. Brian, it's not even level 1 stands as higher or lower. And Liverpool's it's higgledy-piggledy to me. Now, if you go on the Kop and you walk along to the Kenny and you step up and you walk along there, and then you step up again to the Annie Road, then you walk along there and you step up again to the main stand. It's all higgledy-piggledy. So they've got to do something with the Kenny Dalglish. You've got to wire it and the cop. They've got to.
Haven't they just introduced safe standing in the cop?
Yeah.
So you've now got a whole section where you can stand.
Right behind where we sit, yeah.
I mean, eventually that's just going to be the whole stadiums again. Like, they are eventually going to be.
Yeah, it will.
Stadiums.
With a little barrier in front.
They do it in Germany, so.
Yeah.
Sean
but isn't it going to be if you want to stand up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You stand up anyway.
Well, let's be honest. How many times
Nobody
have you been
sits down in the cup?
to the main stand and no one sat down?
Well, the main stand.
And you want to sit down, but you can't because the person stood up front. Yeah.
Exactly. The main stand, they just remain there. Because when I brought my granddaughter to the Southampton game, she just said to me, "Why are you shouting, Grandad?" I said, "That's what you do." She said, "But all the people around us are not shouting." Main stand, you see.
Yeah.
I said, "But you take no notice of it."
Well, they should be.
It's different in the cup.
It was a shame. I was shame, Grandad, you're shouting. Anyway. Jay says to me, "Frank, I went to Costco today for petrol. My other phone smashed. I was looking to pop in and surprise you, but couldn't. If you still got my number, give a text. I will do at the end of it. I will do, Lee." Charlie Adam was similar to Jay Spearing. We forgot about those. But you can't say Jay Spearing because he was a local, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But for me, he's the luckiest man.
He wasn't really a Liverpool player, was he? He wasn't really.
He's like Gareth Southgate. He's like Gareth Southgate.
I call him the Pete Best of Liverpool.
Yes, that's right.
You know what's funny is
Ringo Starr, the luckiest man ever played for Liverpool.
You know what's funny as well about Jay Spearing, and I think I've said this on here before. It must be a bit weird, like playing with the kids all the time, because he literally plays with the kids.
I know.
Like, you're a grown-ass man. Like, you go around crunching 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds. It is a bit weird.
Isn't that? He's playing for the under 21. Is it the under 21 or under 18?
Trying to give some experience, I suppose.
Well, most of our under 21s are like 18.
Yeah, but isn't the law against that?
No, you're allowed to play. You're allowed to play like 2 over 23s.
Yeah,
which is why they do that so you can have a goalkeeper.
Right. So overage players you can play. Yeah.
I'll tell you something though. Whenever I play Football Manager, I always sack him. Because he's in the reserves and he's just sat there, and I'm like, you're getting sacked, mate. Sorry.
You're getting all the, when you were trying to think there, Kima, you've got Bjorn.
I know, they're all coming up with names now, Scandinavian names.
Well,
There's quite a few, by the way.
And Leonardson, Yusuf
Stig had like one of the best left foots. Like, weren't his crosses like incredible? Stig Bjornaby's crosses.
Yes.
Like, wasn't he like known for just like being able to
left foot
put one in proper?
Yeah, he was all right.
I'm still trying to think of this fella's name, It wasn't Bruno Giroud, it was
Sean Dundee always gets it, doesn't he? He always gets number one.
Well, that's what he says, Steve LFC. We spoke about him. He was the first name out of Georgian eyes.
Sean Dundee.
Because someone asked.
Did he ever play? Did he ever play?
I think he did have a couple of games, Kimak.
You know what? I'm going to have a look. Did he ever play?
Oh, he did, but I was there.
I've seen him play. I watched him.
Didn't he come from South Africa?
I'm not sure where he came from, but he should have went
Yeah,
back.
I'm sure he came from South Africa.
Okay,
Oh,
so he played.
he went to South Africa.
He didn't have many games, I don't think.
He had 3 games.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 5 games in total, and we won 2, drawn 1, and lost 2.
Oh,
Do you know how much he cost us? Bloody hell, he cost us 1.8 million.
1.8.
Back in
1.8 too much.
1998. Back in 1998, 1.8 million. Jesus.
It's a fair fee, isn't it?
Where
That's
did
many
he come
many
from?
million now.
South Africa.
We signed him from Stuttgart. We signed from Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe.
That'll be, yeah, that's like Dutchy thing. That's South African.
German team.
German. Well, he must have gone to South Africa, because I know
Yeah,
that
I think he did, Frank. I think he's got a connection with South Africa.
Bit of news for you, Frank. I'm going to be a granddad. Oh, well done, Jay.
Very
Lovely.
nice. Congratulations.
If Richard Hughes says Scottish Bear and Edwards are looking at data with Anthony Gordon, it's not great. I think the player wants to move. Newcastle certainly wants to move. I am not convinced Liverpool want him. K-Mac, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you something about Sean Dundee as well. I've just found out. So if you ever listen to Sky Sports Germany and you listen to the German games, he's one of the commentators. He's been doing that. Yeah, he's been doing that since 2017. So there you go. Sean Dundee's the commentator for Sky.
He's found his niche.
Yeah, he's found his niche, not playing football. The Anthony Gordon thing for me, it feels like a smokescreen. It feels like we get everyone looking at us going for a left winger who plays for Newcastle, which is great. And also Manchester United are linked with Anthony Gordon as well now, which really doesn't surprise me. I think he fit in quite well with them. Like, I genuinely didn't know he was a Liverpool fan or a ex-Liverpool academy player. Honestly, when I seen him for Everton, he felt like a bit of a scumbag that would go to Man United eventually, didn't he? Like diving and kicking out and just being, petulant. Got a lot of needle in him. Like I genuinely thought he's going to end up with Man United, like a lot of the other really good players that play for Everton. But I didn't know he's like Curtis Jones's best mate, and he's like a diehard Liverpool fan. I didn't even know that. Like, that's nuts.
See the way K-Mac brings class to the pod, and when he says a bit petulant.
A bit petulant.
What does that mean?
I didn't want to go too hard. But yeah, I feel like it's a good smokescreen. Like, it's a good smokescreen. Everyone's looking over there at us maybe putting a bid in for Gordon, and then we go and sign like a Kvaratskhelia or a Rodrigo or someone like that.
I want that Kvaratskhelia. I want him.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Gordon anywhere near that.
I think he's fantastic. I really think he's fantastic. Yeah. So we've gone from petulant to scumbag.
Yeah. We have, yes.
One breath.
Is it the same? I don't know. Is it the same? Have you got a thesaurus? Have a look at a thesaurus. See if it's the same. Scumbag, petulant.
Petulant. I like that.
He is petulant, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max is going to be difficult to redevelop the Kenny Dalglish stand because Skerry's Roadhouses are right behind it. That stand is landlocked, same as the Cop stand. I understand about the Skerry's Road, but you can move it back.
Yeah, I lived on Skerry's Road.
Yeah,
Isn't there like a car park that they can build onto?
That's it. I'm
Because it's
still
not
up
like where the
car
players
park.
park their cars. You can just like
Yeah.
get rid of that.
Yeah.
I know you've got like the gardens. I can see them like on the drone footage because I've obviously watched a lot of the drone footage when they were building the stand. Like big shout out to KC Images. Like his drone stuff was brilliant.
Well, it's just like the Annie Road, where they had to move back. But the Skerries Road, I know it.
I used to live on it.
Well, there you go.
Lived in number 36.
But you can move it back, you see, the stand. It's like on stilts. It's like the Cop. They can build those tunnels like the Spanish have done, like the Italians done, without disrupting the road.
Yeah.
Bring it back and bring the Cop up.
We've got all the back entries.
Yeah.
But like I said, they got the planning permission to put the curbs in, which was going to give another I think it's like another 12,000. Like with the curbs, because what they've got now is they've got the stand and they've got those stupid bits on the end where you can't actually see anything.
Exactly.
Have you seen the seats with the big poles in front?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've sat in one of them. I was just like, what? Like, you can't see nothing. Because he went in there at open day, didn't he? Which was good.
But it's just as soon as they brought in the due diligence and they said about Buckingham, I went, whoa, they're having problems down there in London. Let's hope that they've got this right. And
crazy that, wasn't it? Crazy.
We're still fixing it today.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah, it is.
That's shocking.
Yeah. It is. Great.
A bigger Cop stands would be brilliant, though. They wouldn't have to reroute Walton Breck Road somehow. They would have to. No, they won't just build a tunnel. It's as simple as that, Ian. Elad's Juice says Steve LFC. Latala, Rigobert Song. Do you ever remember him?
No, we missed him. Yeah, we got the other two.
Song. Definitely Elad's Juice, the spitter. Definitely the spitter.
Eric Meyer.
He loved playing for us as well, didn't he?
Forgot
that me?
No, it's me.
Okay, sorry. I thought I had my Facebook on.
Ping pong.
Oh, I have got my Facebook on, but I'll turn it off.
No, I haven't got one. No, it's me. I'm sorry about it. It's these people. John's having a lad. Oh, well done. Well done. Give him my regards.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Only one Scandinavian name for me. That's the Great Dane, Jan Molby. I never forget that wonder goal against the Manx. Wonderful play. I always remember that as well. And that's one of the best goals you're ever likely to see. And Albert Bofa. Hello, boys. Hi, Albert.
No, big up Albert. He's from my channel. Big up Albert.
Yeah. He's a nice fella, actually. I've seen him on the Jamie thing coming on with, some quotes, some comments. Nice man. And Gordon ain't fit to lace my boots, says TW.
Turkey
Would
won,
you
by the way. Not for the money they want. Like maybe for like 50, 60 million, maybe. But you're then moving Gakpo out of the left wing again, and he's not had a chance to play there yet. Like next season, he's going to cook under Slot. Like he really is. Like, I even think if we kept Diaz, I think Diaz would probably have a good season under Slot. Because if you look at the way Klopp plays with the three up front, he has the overlapping guys, like Robbo always runs past Diaz. Well, that's not what Diaz wants. Diaz wants to be able to run himself. So we're always complaining that Diaz doesn't take his man on. But he can't because Robbo's already done the overlap for him. So you're expecting him to cut inside, which he always has to do. And I don't think he's fantastic at cutting inside all the time. And that would have suited Gakpo, but he never got played. But next season, you're going to have a 4-2-3-1 where Gakpo can be a bit deeper and he can cut inside, but he's also going to have his midfield runners, and he's also going to have maybe a 10, and you also might have the striker that maybe drops in, which then gives him the decoy for him to do what he's doing for Holland and to have the space to then cut in and have those shots, because he's deadly. Like, he's got a real good shot on him that catches a lot of goalkeepers out. He scores a lot of goals in the near post because it's just too powerful. Goalie just can't get to it in time. And you can slag the goalie off, but if you're hitting the ball at 60 plus miles an hour all the time, then it's quite difficult. I think it'd be good.
Okay.
But Kvaratskhelia, yeah, get him.
I want him.
You could drop Gakpo, you get Kvaratskhelia. I don't care.
I want that. I want that Kvaratskhelia. I think he's. Yeah. I've been for the last 3 years since I first seen him playing for Napoli against stuff, and then I took more notice at Serie A where I watch. Took more notice of him then. Brilliant.
They got him for
But whether it's the money we can afford him, that's the thing.
They got him for 800,000. That's just mental. You would hope the team that sold him from Georgia have got some kind of clause, so they get some money off the back of that, him being sold. Otherwise, they just got completely ripped off. Like Calafiori. Calafiori's got a 40% buy-on clause from Basel, which is why Bologna won a lot of money, because they got to give 40% of it back to Basel. You would think the Georgian team that sold him have got oh, can you give us 20% or something? Because basically that would buy them a new stand.
Wow.
Turkey won.
There's Brian says we have to develop the Sekeni and the Cop stands, make it a joint stand, name it the Shankly and Paisley stand cup. I'm going to ask you a question, boys. Turkey 1-2-1, by the way.
Yeah.
Be a good game now. Holland Turkey. That'd be
crazy.
Do you know where? What do you know, Klopp? You know the way he was revered there. Now we've got the Shankly gates, we've got the Paisley gates. Brian's just says we should name the, if it is the cup being redeveloped, name it the Shankly and Paisley Cup. Do you think something? And people have actually said make a statue. Should have a statue of Jurgen Klopp. What's your take on that?
You want me to speak?
Where are you going first?
What's your take on? Do you think there should be gates or stands even named after them, or a statue? And where would you put the statue?
I think there should be something, because I think he's earned it. I think he's earned the right to have some permanent commemoration to what he's achieved and how he's taken Liverpool forward for the modern generation. Whether it's a statue or whether it's naming the Cop stand after him or something, I don't know. Yeah, we've got Paisley's statue there. We've got the Shankly statue there. You'd have to put it on the other side, I would imagine. You couldn't have too many statues behind the Cop, could you? You'd have to put it at the other end or in the main behind the Dalglish stand or something. I think they'll do something, Frank. I think they should do something to commemorate the 9 years of success he's brought to the club.
Well, there's a good shout there. And I've heard people saying this as well. Not necessarily. He hasn't won enough.
No, yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with the statue and the stand stuff. Like as in he shouldn't get a statue or a stand named after him. But I do feel that we should maybe create some kind of I'm trying to think of it like a tour, like a Klopp Reign tour, where you go through and you see all of the achievements and the fabulous games that we played, that kind of scenario. So you can experience the Klopp experience. There you go. I've just named it.
Good.
They'll probably
Well,
make
you
that
know
part of the museum, won't they? They'll make that part of the
You know what I
museum.
mean? It's modern. It's modern. It's not old-fashioned. And to be honest, I don't think Klopp would want a statue or a stadium named after him. He's not that type of guy.
Well, Leo, let's go on a couple of things.
I think he'd reject it, by the way.
Liverpool vlog.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. He hit the nail on the head.
Should have his own museum room for the tour. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
And Mayo, I don't know who Mayo is.
That's taking over the museum, isn't he?
These are from my channel. Frank.
Oh, thank you, Mayo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You
Please like and subscribe, guys. Thank you, Mayo. And Albert says, I think this is a good one. They should name a road in Liverpool after him.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. That's easy.
He's got some bloody memorials. Name one of those roads.
And the vlog said, if you're talking about Klopp, I just came back into the chat. Never mind, Jürgen. We should have a statue of Stevie Gerrard carried us through hell and back on his own and gave 110 every week. That's 110%.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%. My guy.
I agree. Disagree, Albert. Greatest manager in my Liverpool lifetime, says Darryl. The Klopp stand, please. And Albert says, we can't compare Klopp to Kenny Dalglish. Dalglish's effect on us as a player and as a manager was profound. I understand
but even when he came back, like, he didn't need to do that.
No.
Like, he's just a legend. It's just hard. It's hard to really put it into words. Just how important he is. Like, he's still part of the club now. I mean, that's just
yeah.
He's
one of the greatest legends the club's ever had.
He's just
We can't we can't define, can we?
They've all got greatness in them. They've all got greatness in them. Every one of them. Dalglish, Klopp, Shankly, Paisley, Fagan. They've all got their own little piece of Liverpool history.
That's it. Even Rafa. What manager has any manager, any other manager has gone into, like, let's be honest, a very ordinary side, and won a Champions League or a European Cup with them?
No.
In the first season? No. Rafa did.
People like Traore playing for them.
You know how I feel about Rafa. Like, incredible.
Yeah, wonderful man.
To go up against those behemoths of the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United at the time, like with Wenger full throttle and the likes of Alex Ferguson, and he was there when Mourinho was there at the start as well. Like, absolute, money to burn. Rafa didn't have much at all. Like, he had to, like, his best players left him. Like, they walked out. Like, they left the club because we couldn't keep them, because we couldn't afford them. And to still be able to compete the way he did. He almost won the league as well, by the way.
He did.
Like,
he did.
2 points. Incredible stuff. Incredible.
And the Americans got rid of him. I'm talking about 6 in July.
And he loved Liverpool as well. He loved Liverpool.
Oh, he loved it. Yeah.
He gave all that money to the Hillsborough Fund as well, didn't he? 96,000.
Yeah. And I'll tell you
he still is. Like, Rafa's still
still lives in Westgate. He still lives up the road from me.
Yeah, he's still a guy. He's still brilliant.
His kids are scouters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel Rafa's been underappreciated quite a lot by clubs. It's not really fair.
I went on a tour. Listen to this. I went on a tour. Was it when Klopp was there? It was when the Irishman was there. And I went in and I was walking around.
This is the way you didn't say his name. I know.
The stand, right, wasn't even built. And I'm walking around on this tour. He has everything up, on the walls, all the European Cup, you had the Shanks there, you had the Bob there, you had everyone there. And I'm not well, I said the stupid fella to guide nuts around, trying to be funny, like humorous. And I went, hang on a minute, where's the Raffers photo here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting done. I said, it's getting done. I said, he's left 5 years ago. How long does it take? Shocking. And it's only what you said, Kamer. I think he's, even underestimated and I don't know, undervalued by the club.
Not just at Liverpool, though. I mean, bloody hell, Real Madrid and Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea, especially.
Like he won multiple trophies at both those clubs. And Newcastle. What he did at Newcastle was bonkers.
I think Chelsea was aware.
Didn't he get Newcastle into Europe? And they were dreadful.
Well, if you remember when he went to Chelsea, Chelsea were going through the doldrums.
They were struggling.
And he got them that season. He got them into the Champions League final, but he also won the UEFA Cup for them.
I know.
That's what he won.
Yeah. He's amazing character.
He's appreciated as a manager, that guy.
The fans hated him because he was our manager.
Yeah, and he knew the game tactically.
Oh, he was the best tactician.
He was.
Best tactician.
He was everything after scoring the second goal in any game. He was better than anyone, really. I mean, probably Mourinho was maybe on par. As soon as he scored the second goal, the game was won.
Yeah,
the game was won.
Up. Yeah,
like they might get one goal back, but never equalising.
Like, no,
Rafa was just a master at that.
Yeah.
Whatever team he played, whatever team he went to, it wasn't just Liverpool. Right? Did it at Valencia, did it at Liverpool, did it at Chelsea, did it at Newcastle, did it at Real Madrid. Didn't he go to Napoli? Was he manager of Napoli as well?
I wouldn't be surprised, Nick.
Was Rafa manager of Napoli?
You know what?
I think he was.
Inter, I'm sure it was Inter.
Was it Inter? Yeah, did it at Inter as well. I mean, he's done some good clubs.
Winter. K-Mac is Nori. Is this Nori stuff through?
Yeah, it's true. I've just wrote in the chat. So Nori was in the data before he went to Wolves. So he was on our shortlist before he went to Wolves, but we didn't want to pay for him. We'll probably get him for like 35 million, but it looks. The thing about it is, I think Nori is an alternative to Calafiori. I think he's an alternative. So he's like.
Who would you rather have though, Calafiori or
Calafiori? Calafiori is just special.
Yeah.
We've only got 4 or 5 weeks now to get somebody in.
Calafiori, if you watch him, he reminds me of Joel Matip. So he's got Joel Matip, and he's got a bit of Andy Robertson in him, like combined. Like he can do like the bringing it out of defence and taking people on, and then he's got the Andy Robinson of just being a bit of a beast, like bit of beast mode, just like really really athletic. And I mean he's got a bit of Virgil van Dijk with those diagonals. Have you seen him play diagonals? Like he was involved in all the build-up play for Basel and Bologna. Like he gets the ball to the attackers. Like yeah, it's really good. Yeah, he did. I knew he was at Napoli. Yeah, I think he signed Pepe Reina. I think he signed Pepe Reina. I actually think he did really well with Napoli, by the way. I think he got to a couple of finals. I know he didn't win the league, but I think he.
But Ludovic says Rafa was a tactical genius, but poor man manager.
Is that being a poor man manager though? Because you're getting your players to do what you want, and he did. Like he got Dirk out to play right wing. I'm
He's
doing
quite a
really well.
disciplinarian, Rafa. He was a
Yeah.
disciplinarian. Stevie Gerrard fell out with him a couple of times and then respected him again.
And
Yeah, so
Brian says the first thing Rafa says after the Athens final was about how they lost, but investment. And you could say that a lot about. Anyway. And as the Red Bears, no one will argue there. Klopp was great, but Sir Bob Paisley is our greatest manager.
He's our most successful manager anyway, without a doubt.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man.
The physio.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, the Scottish Bear even says Rafa dominated Europe and he owned Madrid. And he did.
Yeah.
And Arsenal bound Calafiori.
Well, teams are starting to sign players now, aren't they? I noticed Chelsea signed somebody from Barcelona today.
But we're left behind. What I don't like...
That's what I'm trying to say, Frank. They're starting to sign players now. Aston Villa signed somebody as well. We need to start seeing some movement in the next few weeks.
Oh, okay,
look,
so
I'm terrified of free signings. That's what I'm terrified of. We get them free signings. Okay. Oh, yeah, he'll be good. We've got a team there, but he'll be good. I don't want that. And also...
No, you don't want free signings. That would be stupid.
Sloot. That's how you pronounce his name, Mr. Sloot. When I heard, and I'm going back, when I heard back months ago that he bought 15 players for €30 million, I went like that. I'm not having it. That's what frightens me. We might go after the likes of Konchelski.
Okay, calm down. Okay.
I'm telling you,
the chat as well. Okay, so
we don't know, do we? We don't know, do we? Come on, we don't know what's going to happen now.
No, but we're doing nothing, are we?
It's all speculation. We have to sit down and let the lad get on with the job, and let him get on with the job, and let's see what happens in the next month. We're just speculating about players coming in, players going. What kind of season it's going to be? How good he is? How bad he is? You know. He's got a hell of an act to follow, not just with Klopp, Frank, but he's also got an act to follow with all the others. All the ones that have gone before him, except for Rodgers, have all been brilliant, and he's going to have to come up to the plate. But we've got to give him a chance. Anyway, I'm off to bed now, Frank.
I'm not
Past my bedtime. I'm off to bed now.
Okay, so,
you can carry on the conversation, and I'll see you in due course later. All right. Right now.
See you later. Ta-ra.
Night, George. Okay, so I will say something, Frank. Yeah, and the chat, don't jump on me, okay? But what we've just witnessed.
No one's moaning about Klopp. That's my concern. I don't think anyone understands what I'm saying.
No. What I want to say is the transfer window hasn't started for the normal clubs. The transfer window for the PSR clubs, who are in the shit, has just finished. All the clubs that have just done business are the ones which have helped each other out of the mire. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Spurs to a certain extent, helping other clubs out like Leeds. Yeah, all the clubs that have been doing business in the last couple of weeks all needed to do business because they were going to get fined or they were going to get points. Everton, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, all the clubs that have just done business, and all the transfers were all between each other. Like literally every single club that did business was basically selling a player because they were going to get done if they didn't get a certain amount of money. Now, when the players come back from the Euros, is when the transfers start. So we aren't going to do any business until we can do business, and we can't do business if we're looking at Ugarte, Hinapache, Pancho, Calafiore, Anthony Gordon, Musiala, Kimmich, they're all playing football. They're literally all playing
No,
football.
actually,
Like, we're supposed to be
no,
looking
I
at the Georgian
understand that.
goalkeeper. We're supposed to be
I
looking at the Georgian
understand
goalkeeper
that.
and the striker. Like, we can't sign them either because they're playing.
No, I fully understand
Yeah.
that. And we know,
Yeah.
listen, all as I'm saying is we know how
Yeah.
tight-fisted,
No,
we
no, I
know
know.
how
I know.
tight-fisted FSG
All
are.
we
And we can't deny that. They've been with us since 2010. They've been with us
all I'm
that
saying,
long.
all I'm saying is that's the reason why it's quiet. And also, Slut actually said, I want to see the squad myself before
Yeah,
we
you know
start
that.
buying players. Before we start buying players. Like, why would we want to buy a midfielder if he literally looks at Tyler Morton and goes, Jesus Christ, this guy's my guy. Like, there's my Mats
Yeah,
Wiefer. Like, my Mats Wiefer sat right there. And I'm signing Edison for like 40 million when Tyler Morton's a better player than him. Like we don't know what Slot's gonna do. Like, we just don't. But I can guarantee that he's definitely looking at the left hand side. Like, he's looking at the left hand side of defence. He's looking at centre backs, and he's looking at
he's
a
not
player
looking
to
at a
cover
DM.
Salah.
This is all the news that's coming out, K-Mac.
No.
He's not looking at a DM. I want a DM.
I want a
a
DM.
Right?
But I also rate Tyler Morton, and I've never seen him play properly for us. Like, I mean, if you want to see how good Tyler Morton is, have a look at how he played against AC Milan for Liverpool away. He absolutely bossed them off the park. But we haven't got a huge sample size with Tyler Morton. Like, he had a great season at Hull, but that's Hull. Like, that's not Liverpool. That's not right in the middle of our midfield. But if you put Tyler Morton next to McAllister, you don't know what you're going to get. Like, it's never been done. So it's an interesting one, mate. And I get it. Like I get that people want these amazing players, but where do these amazing players go? Because you've got players that are already there. But the left-hand side, Calafiore, he goes straight in. Like, he's better than Robbo. He's better than Shimikas.
Brilliant, and you know that. I really do. He fits right into there, Liverpool.
Yeah.
The lad from Napoli, whatever his bloody name is.
Kvaratskhelia.
I love him.
Yeah, I'd take him as well. Just put him straight in.
So there's three players. There's three players. A DM.
Yeah.
Calafiore and that Kvaratskhelia, whatever his name is, him. And just those three. But my concern is this. We know that FSG don't like paying out money, any sort of money. We know that. You can't say, oh no, they changed, because they haven't, and they'll never change. We were going on about the stand a few minutes ago. And that's my concern. And my other concern is more frees. Arthur Mello, that did me in, that. Kabak did me in. The last two frees, loans are there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, like, but you know where I stand on that one. Like, I kind of blame Klopp for that. Like, he sat there and named all his midfielders, and then got Mello, like at the end, and then went, "Sorry, I haven't got enough players." And then he played all his midfielders in bloody defence, and they all got injured. That was the season when we lost all our centre backs. Like, that was freakish. Like, and we had to get emergency loans. And I've said this before. Like, we could have signed Coletta Carr. Like, he was at the airport, and Klopp said no, and he would have been our defender to cover for our defence. But he wanted to wait for Canate. He wanted to wait. He said, "I'll wait another year," and then we ended up with whatever we ended up with. What was it? Ben something, whatever his name was, that hologram.
Oh.
We actually made 2 million on him, by the way. We doubled our money on that guy because he came to us and then we sold him to Celtic for twice as much.
It shows you, doesn't it, though,
It's
really?
crazy.
But, you know,
It's crazy.
we all have concerns, and that's my concern.
Oh, we do.
And if we don't buy...
Ben Davies, that's him. We will buy, but we will buy. But unfortunately, I think we have to sell because we just haven't got space. We just haven't got space.
Of course. If we got those three players in, I don't know who the I don't know who the GM will be, but he'd have to be a top quality one.
He will. He'd have to be a 40 million plus for me. It's interesting as well. Because taking Matip, Thiago, and Adrian off the wage bill saves us 19 million on wages a year, which fills me with confidence that we can use that to get Trent, Virgil, and Salah tied down.
Yeah,
that has to be used to offset their increase. It has to be. Like Trent's going to want 250. Like he's going to want 250 at least. Salah's going to want to stay on the same or go up, and Virgil probably wants to go up. I don't know though. Watching Virgil in this bloody Euros makes me think he's on the down. Like he's been terrible. Yeah. He hasn't been great. Yeah, interesting.
No, it's like, as I said, you know, it's the big weight. And as I said, you know, the players that are in the Euros, it's CW.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And Slot will do what he's told, just like Jurgen had to do. No say in the matter. And that's our France. And Darryl says Mo is going on a free next season. We know that.
I don't think so. I see Mo like Ronaldo.
Yeah,
I could see Mo playing till he's 39.
Yeah, definitely. He's only 32, isn't he? Next birthday, 33, okay. By the time the season kicks up, but he's still got it most of it.
Yeah.
And he just breaks he's broken every record since he put a pair of boots on.
He broke records last season, and he wasn't even playing well.
No. And he was injured. And he still broke the record.
He was out for 3 months, and he still finished 4th in the Premier League for goals.
Exactly.
He was out for 3 months.
And it doesn't resonate with some fans. Fans want him gone. Sell him. Let's bring someone else in.
I would only sell him if we got like 150 million and we signed Vinny Jr. as a replacement. And I've said that like a million times. Like if we're signing Vinny Jr. or someone of that ilk who's like Ballon d'Or, almost Ballon d'Or-esque, to play in his position, then I'd sell him. Because you're never ever going to be able to get money like that to then just put it somewhere else. But no, if we're not going to get a replacement who is just star quality, then you keep him.
Of course.
And let's be honest, let's be honest, like everyone seems to forget that Salah was the one that got all of his forwards around him sold. like literally, the way Liverpool played was because of the front three, and Salah got all of them sold around him, and he's basically being told, "Yeah, just carry on doing what you're doing, mate. But you got these two lads instead. Like you haven't got Bobby and you haven't got Mane anymore." So you got these two lads. Carry on scoring those goals. And he did.
But it's good what you said again about Tyler Morton and with the likes of McAllister besides him. I like that. I really like that because there are some young players. Can I just say hello here? Myra Page. Hi, Uncle Frank. Hiya, Myra. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. and also popping in on my other pods.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Myra. Love you. Really do. Thank you, sweetheart. So what do you think? So like Paul Turner says, FSG only bothered about top four, don't share the same ambition as us Reds. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't really want to get into it, mate. We
I
haven't
know.
started the season yet. I don't want to get into it until we've got a bit more under like the new manager and whether he's backed and stuff like that. You know, we might sit here and slag them off, and then they sign Rodrigo for like 120 million, and we just go, oh, humble pie.
Well, what about this, Musiala for Salah? See, that's what I mean. We've just been talking about Mo Salah.
I don't think he'll get enough goals.
No, Musiala would be some signings, Errol, if we could get him. That lad's as quality, says Ian Mack. Oh, Daz Reynolds. Hiya, Daz. Big up, Frank, mate. Oh, hiya, Daz.
They're dropping in late, aren't they? When you're about to finish, they all turn up.
All the time.
Typical, mate. Typical. I do it as well. I do shows, and like my last 5 minutes, I have the most people on, and I'm like, I'm about to finish.
Do you know what it is, don't you? It's the Euros.
Yeah.
It's the Euros, and I've got to have one on Thursday. Is there any Euros on Thursday night?
I'll have a look.
Please.
I don't think there is, mate.
Will you come on Thursday?
There's no Euros on Thursday. Yeah.
Will you come on?
Yeah, I'll jump on.
Can you get a link for 8 though?
Yeah. I'll jump on.
8 o'clock. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Great. Ludovic M sounds like a composer at the Royal Philharmonic. Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Now we're paying.
Big up, Ludwig. Big up, mate. It's been a while.
Signor Puccini, and then Verdi, Signor Verdi. Ludovic.
Yeah. The Musiala one, I don't know. I don't think he scores enough goals. That's the problem. I know he's scoring goals in the Euros. I get that. I just don't think he scores enough goals.
He says, I'm hard. No, on Musiala.
He's still only 20, which is insane. Isn't he? 20, 21, I think he is. Like, that's insane. The insane thing is, Frank, he played for the England under-21s. Like, just get that round your head. Like, why couldn't we have tied him down for England? Honestly, like, he's the star of the tournament for Germany, and he played for the England team, and we couldn't get that sorted.
Yeah,
crazy.
Do you know what? You see Jamie Phillips, don't you?
Not at the moment. He's not well at the moment.
Oh, go away, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been off for a bit. Yeah, he's been off.
Go away.
Yeah.
How's his little girl?
I think he's having trouble with his back.
He's getting all excited and all fired up. Reminds me of a fella named Scott Ritter. How do we go on? Brilliant, love it. Jota's fitness is a huge worry for me, lads. Pray he can stay fit. If not, we should sign another striker. Would you agree with that?
I think most important thing next season is to look after Jota. I mean he's probably the reason why Portugal actually.
Right.
Yeah, right. I mean, Ronaldo should have scored that penalty, which Jota got. Jota hasn't really played that much football in the Euros either, which is good.
No.
But when he plays,
did you see the way he went? Did you see
how many times have we seen that for Liverpool?
That's what I mean.
Didn't he get 2 penalties last season doing that for Liverpool? I watched it and I was like, when I seen him hit his knee though, I was like, oh God, he's not gone down. But he was all right, and I was just like, oh.
And you
look at that as well, and you think, that's probably why Jota gets injured, because he tries to get round plays, he tries the take-ons. He does the things that could eventually get you hurt if you get taken out, but you're getting a free kick or you're getting a penalty. You know what I mean? You're impacting the game. You're not just going sideways like Rafa Leao, who was awful. Awful.
What was all that crying for about Ronaldo?
He missed the penalty, didn't he? He missed the
horrible?
penalty, which he carries the bloody team, doesn't he? Like on his shoulders. I don't know why he does.
No,
They've got enough big players, but he seems to carry a lot on him. Like,
I know he blames himself. It's not like letting the team down; it's letting his country down.
I mean, to miss a penalty. To miss a penalty in the dying minutes of the game, and then take the first penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, they are massive kahunas. They are big kahunas, aren't they? To step up and do that.
Yeah, put us in the same corners, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, you've got to say about Ronaldo. You've got to say about Messi. You've got to say about them all these great players, who give it all, not only for the clubs, but also
those two are just like I don't think anyone is ever going to be able to compete with those two. The rivalry they had, the amount of goals they've scored, the amount of games they played, the amount of records they've broken. They're still both playing. Those two are kind of immortal for me. Like, they really are. Like, I can't put anyone anywhere near them. I just can't. Like, just special. Like, and it'd take you about 5 hours to watch all their goals.
Yes.
If you watch like a YouTube video, it'd be about 5 hours long.
And you'll never ever say what one was the best, because they're all like.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I mean, you can sit there and go, Messi didn't do it in the Premier League. I get that. But Messi won the World Cup for Argentina, and Messi's done other things which Ronaldo hasn't done. It's a great debate.
I tell you who I don't like. I'll tell you, it might upset you now, or the fans, or the chat, whoever. I think he's a prat. Mbappe.
A prat.
Yeah, I really do. I think he's a prat.
I think he's just a bit of a stuck-up child who's just been able to get his way all his life. Like, really quite spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, he'd have destroyed Liverpool. If he'd come to Liverpool, he would have destroyed our wage structure and probably the dressing room.
Everything. No one would have got on with him. Even the fans.
No.
Some of the fans would have been, we've got Mbappe.
I mean, if you just look at what he did to PSG after for him to stay another year, he basically got rid of all the foreigners out of their team. Like, they all had to get sold because he didn't want them, because he wanted his French mates, and they ended up signing a load of French guys to play up front with him because he wanted them. He wanted Dembele back because he plays for him for France.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's insane. Like, he got rid of
Raiders
and Neymar, and he was like, "Nah, these are all going." Like Messi's going, "Nah, I'm not having him."
It's like working in a factory and saying to your mate, "Listen, I can get you a job. Do you want it?" Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
that's what it's. That's what it's like. Here's one for you. This is for you.
Yeah.
And it's from Brian. K-Mac, who will you be your first three up front this season? And the best number 8.
This season coming.
Yeah.
So we'll be playing a 4-2-3-1. So it will be a main striker and then two wingers. So on the right it'd be Salah. Up front it would be Darwin Núñez. On the left-hand side, it'd be Gapco, and behind them, it will be Dom.
So,
And I mean
playing
that's
in
a
the
hell of
rightful positions, you're hoping that they go to
yeah.
the so honestly, so Mike.
No
want
square peg, round holes, right?
No, they can't be.
No, can't be.
They can't be. Not this time.
I
And
mean, I can name the whole team really, like the double pivot for me, and I really like Curtis Jones, but it's got to be McAllister and a DM, and I don't want it to be Endo.
who would you like to see as a DM, by the way?
I'd like to see either Ugarte,
Got a
Edison.
chance of getting him if we put the
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised. Look, and I'll say this to the chat as well. Edwards is renowned for taking away players that are going to other clubs if they're on our list. If they're on our list, if they're top of our list and some other club comes in, we'll go and get them, and we'll just
talk about Ugarte. I know there's been talk about
them. We wanted Ugarte for a long time. The reason why we didn't get Ugarte, and I know you won't like hearing it, but the reason why we didn't get Ugarte is because Klopp tapped him up, and Sporting complained about it, and they basically cut us off. That's the reason why. But we wanted him, and Jürgen wanted him, and that's the reason why he ended up going to PSG for like 64 million, I think. It's quite a lot of money they signed him for.
Well, out of 10, what would you say of him coming to Liverpool? Scale out of 10.
Ugarte, well, he's definitely leaving PSG.
Yeah, I know.
The only problem I've got is I've got a bit of an issue signing a player that's had a bad season before we sign him. And that kind of feels a bit like a project. Like, he hasn't got a huge amount of form and game time. Like, we've already experienced this with Gravenberch. Like, the guy hadn't played any football, and then we signed him and chucked him into the team, and he was garbage for a bit. Like, we were kind of getting him into form while he was in our team. You know, the likes of McAllister and the likes of Sabolsai came straight in and just hit the road running. Like, we're brilliant. Yeah. Ugarte, he might bring his Uruguayan form into the team, which could be good, and he will also help us with Nunes, by the way, which would be great. The only problem is he didn't have a great. He got a bad injury, just one injury. Like, he got one bad injury. Like, I get that. I want Edison more than Ugarte, by the way. Like, but I want Edison more, the Brazilian. I just think Brazilians work. You've got a really high percentage of a Brazilian working than a Uruguayan working. You just have, like, throw a Portuguese or a Brazilian into the Premier League. You've probably got an 80% chance that it's going to turn out good.
Yes.
You really have. Like,
I totally agree. Judge Reynolds, get onto this. Who'd be your midfield for the first match? Frank and Kamer and Chat. McAllister is, he's the boy. He's the first name on the team sheet. I'd like to see Szoboszlai, as you mentioned, in his role.
Yeah.
In his favourite role. Now, I'd like the DM. I'd like a new DM. I really would. I'm not. I've got nothing against Stendhal. I really haven't. But if we bring a DM in, a top quality like Ugarte, just imagine that midfield. That's who I'd like.
It just gives us another dimension, because what it does is it releases McAllister to do more of the passing and the play and the tempo in his natural position. Like, you just look at the difference from McAllister from the DM that we had last season to when he moved him to the 8. He was brilliant. Like, I think he was banging like a goal and assist in every game. Like each game, like one game a goal, one game an assist, one game a goal, and it carried on for a long time until we obviously fell off a cliff at the last like 6 games. But yeah, I think Ederson. I also like Højlund as well. You know, the Denmark, is it Denmark? Yeah, Denmark midfielder who scored the screamer against England. I do like him as well, and he's got like a £64 million release clause on him. But he plays for a team who the manager doesn't like, Liverpool now. Because we didn't take him as the manager.
Who's that?
He plays for Amarin, Ruben Amarin. He plays for him, doesn't he? So I don't think we'll be getting any favours.
No, certainly not.
So I think we probably have to pay full whack.
What about what Ian Mack says? But let me just, before we go on to LVFC
No,
TV.
big up, Baz. Big up, Baz. Hope you're well, mate.
I've never seen these people on before.
Hope you're on the mend, mate. If you've been poorly, mate, hope you're on the mend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll get well. Get well soon, fella, if you haven't been too good. Ian Mack, Harvey keeps pushing on for us. Attitude is bang on, and he was one of our best players last season when he got the chance. Works his heart out for the side, same as Diaz, says Ian Mack. Do you want to comment on that?
Harvey Elliott, 11 assists last season.
And scored a couple of
run. He was on number 1 runner, by the way, stats wise. He ran more than any other player on the pitch when he was on the pitch. Yeah, Harvey was an absolute stat monster. What Harvey started to do last season should have got him an England call-up. It just should have. It should have got him on the plane. Like, his last 20 games for us, he was instrumental. Like, he's coming on the pitch and scoring winners. Like, he's a 20-year-old kid. He was better than Kobe Mainoo. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care what anyone says about Kobe Mainoo. Elliott was more influential than Kobe Mainoo. And Kobe Mainoo went to the Euros. And Elliott should have been there. Sorry. Guy does everything. Imagine Elliott in that England team.
Yeah.
Imagine Elliott in the England team. He'd just be different dimension. He wouldn't be shit. Like, he wouldn't be doing all the crap that they're doing. He'd just be like, just give us the frigging ball, will you? I'll just get on with it.
And just run
like, I want to win. Like, I want to win. I love Elliott. I think he's sensational.
But we've got a good squad. And it depends now.
He's not going to get ahead of McAllister. He's not going to get ahead of McAllister. He's not going to get ahead against Dom yet. But he will get loads of games.
Well, there you go.
I mean, if Dom falls off a cliff, like, then Elliott comes in and takes his place, because I think Elliott's going to be a really good 10.
Well, Jane, Brian says, is it right here? If Harvey and Curtis stay fit, we have 2 gems for the season.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, we have to keep him. I don't want to sell him.
Yeah. The interesting thing about Curtis, by the way, is I've got a feeling that if Slot sees Curtis play in pre-season and if he gives him a chance at playing that left-sided midfield, like defensive midfielder, but not quite a defensive midfielder, I do think the Slot might go, I think I've got my guy there, because Klopp turned him into a pressing monster and also really good defensive player, and kind of took away his attacking prowess, which Curtis has got a 30-yarder in him. He's got a dribble. He really has. He's got the whole bag. He's got the lot. but he's really disciplined now, and he knows when to go, when not to go, when to keep the ball. Like Curtis had some of the, like, I think Curtis' stats were he was one of the best blockers in our team. Like interceptions, him and McAllister were unbelievable, by the way, last season with interceptions, like stopping the ball from getting past. I do think he might look at him, because where does Curtis go? Like you've got Gravenberch, you've got Elliott, you've got Dom, and you've got Mac, all fighting for the number 8 position as well. Like I know Dom can play the 10, and I know Elliott can play the 10, but they can also play the 8. So you've got a huge amount of players all for one position. Curtis is also in that as well. So he could be 3rd or 4th down the pecking order. But he can do the DM stuff, which Mac can do as well. So I think he's got a chance of maybe having a look at him and seeing whether he can tailor him to be like his Matt Weaver. Because Matt Weaver could do everything. He could do the DM, he could do the 8, and he could do the 10. And he interchanged in all of those positions. And if you watch Matt Weaver, like I don't think he's a fantastic player, by the way. And I don't think he'd be great in the Prem. But he might end up with Brighton, by the way. They want him. I think Curtis could do that role. And it'd be interesting to see. Because I don't want Curtis to go down the pecking order. Or I don't want him to get pushed out wide. You know what I mean? Or I don't want him to go out on loan. Or maybe get sold.
I don't want him to do that. Honestly,
but he's too good. He's too good to not be on the pitch. And that's the annoying part. Because the start of last season, he was unbelievable. Like, him, McAllister, and Dom, we were on fire. Like, the start of last season. And then he got red carded for no reason. Shouldn't have been red carded. And then he got that bad injury. And then he couldn't get back in the team.
Yeah. That was the shame, wasn't it?
And it's the story of Curtis's life at Liverpool. Just bad
I just hope
things. Yeah.
I just hope we finish at 11, okay. And
Yes. I didn't realise it was that late, mate. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Ottoman Turk, right? He says he must be made up, him, the Ottoman Turk. He says, smash that.
Yeah, big up.
Thank you, Ottoman Turk. I really appreciate it. Because
everyone who's listening in on my channel, come over to Frank's and subscribe if you haven't. Okay.
Please, subscribe.
Come over to Frank's and subscribe.
I don't know about you, K-Mac. You know, all the subscriptions, you know, YouTube, they take subscriptions off, you know.
Yeah, no, I've had about 30 taken off me. Like.
Yeah, same as me. It's shocking.
I went on Coppish, and like about 20 odd people subscribed to me, and then I was like, oh, cool. And then I went back like 2 days later, and they'd all been taken off. Yeah. Like more than them got taken away.
I thought people didn't like me, but I'm going back.
Yeah, it probably was. It probably was that.
Thanks very much.
No, I mean me.
Oh, no. I thought, like I said, why have you done that? Whatever said, you know, so that'd be taken. Then I go on, I don't go on like football, but I go on like political things. And a few of the political things, even non-political, have said, you know, YouTube take people off. They unsubscribe. Where you think that you've got like a few subscriptions, they take them off. And what it was, they like to say, like you came back, for example, you subscribe to me, and you know, all of a sudden you're unsubscribed, not by you, but YouTube, so that you will look again and go, hang on, I'm not subscribed to it, to Frank. And you subscribe again. Why they're doing it, I don't know.
I need to check. Actually, no, I don't need to check because I can see on my feed. All my subscriptions come up on my feed, so I'm definitely subscribed.
Honestly,
yeah, big up everyone. Big up everyone.
IBR Stella. Big up, guys. Hey, at IBR. That's one of your lads.
Yeah, come over to Frank's and subscribe if you haven't, because I can see a few of yous on there.
That's nice. There's loads on there. We're not going to see you.
You're right. He should have gone on loan when he was younger. He should have. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Harvey Elliott's played more than him, and he's 2 years younger than him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, you're right. You're
Crazy.
so right.
Yeah.
But I think that red card and that injury, you know, I think I knocked a lot of confidence
Derailed
out
him.
of it.
Derailed him.
What do you think of this?
Let me put Frank's link in the chat. Sorry, mate. I'm just going to come off and I'm skipping a screen. I'm just going to get your link and put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they can come and subscribe.
Bradley is devastated. Jürgen is gone. Heard from his ex-coach over here and is worried it could affect him. Klopp got him through his father's death to the highs of playing, says Brian.
Yeah, Jürgen's amazing, isn't he? He's just an incredible human being, isn't he? He just is. Like, he's having a good time, though, isn't he? He was at the bloody he was at the Glastonbury Festival. He's basically just on a bender for the next 6 months.
I didn't know he was there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was at Glastonbury. He's been on it. Like he was at the Euros. He was at Glastonbury. He's loving life.
Mark Simon's boss show tonight. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. And Brian says, it's been brilliant, lads. Cheers, Frank, Matt, George, and chat. Up the effing Reds. And JFT for the 97. And Mark says, this should be every night like Liverpool 12th Man does on his channel.
Bloody hell, we've got lives, man. I don't know how he does it. He does like 4-hour shows every night. That's like a job.
It feels like a job.
That's like what I do at work. Well, I do more than 4 hours just in case anyone from work's watching. I work from home, mate, so.
Where's the link, says ABR? You just put it up.
I've just put it in the chat, yeah. Stick it up there, actually, Frank, so people can see. Yeah, anyone who's on there from my channel, Frank's going to put the link up there now, so just if you can.
Listen to this, Shannon, look. Frank's an OAP, he can't do every night. Thank you, IBR. Thank you, IBR.
Big
you surprised me when you.
I'm not far behind. I'm 47, by the way.
Do you know what? You surprised me when you said, "Well, I'm 6 foot out."
No, 6'3", 47.
Take it now.
Yeah, don't.
I used to be. Honestly,
by these baby face looks.
Well, I'm shrinking. I used to be 5'11", 5'11" in my stocking feet. So I used to be 6 foot in my shoes. You know, when I had my shoes on, shrinking. I'm shrinking. Listen, will you come on with me? Honestly, I'm 48 and falling apart. And Zaro says, I'm 6'6". And
I didn't know you were 6'6".
33 stone. It was like that. It could be that fella in what was it? The Green Mile. Oh, that big
Are you
giant.
Hagrid? Darryl, are you Hagrid?
6'6".
Are you Hagrid from Harry Potter?
He could play there. There you go.
Big giant.
He could play him. He could play him. Will you definitely come on
Yeah, I'm coming on Thursday, right? Yeah.
8 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. He is Hagrid. He just wrote.
Yes, Hagrid. I am Hagrid. Thank you so much, K-Mac.
See you later, everyone.
And to George. Thank you, everyone on chat. It's been absolutely wonderful. Try to get everyone of all the comments. I don't want money or anything like that. And Brian says, go on, K-Mac, give us a George Shefton special. Frank will help you. Steven Gerrard. Take care, lads. I'm 6 inches.
Bit of blue. Bit of blue.
I'm a Bigfoot. He must be calling the other fella Bigfoot.
Oh, Scottish Bear's in. Scottish Bear. Subscribe to Frank as well, mate, if you haven't. Hope you're well as well. The link's in the chat. Yeah, big up everyone. All right, I've got to go as well, mate. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
See you
Well,
Thursday.
just
See you
saying
Thursday, mate. Okay, have a good one.
See you on Thursday. See you Thursday, K-Mac. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye, everyone. Up the Reds.
If anyone likes TV and films, I'll do a Saturday morning thing at 10:30 in the morning. 10:30. And we over. And as the Scottish Bear says, Frank, get a pen for Saturday's show. I've got a list of films. Thank you. I will. Definitely. Or I've only got to walk in there and get one if you remind me. Great show, lads. See you Thursday. Says Ian Mac. Yes. Paul Turner. My Frank, take care. Thank you, Paul. And no worries, K-Mac. Being subscribed to Frank Day 1, says the Scottish Bear. Thank you, Scottish. Thank you. Big up K-Mac, says ABR. He's gone. And Steve McManaman has left. Steve McManaman. Anyway, it's just for me to say a big thank you. Try and join me and K-Mac on Thursday. And we'll have more football. Let's have some news. We won't be signing someone, mightn't we? Let's hope. And as Brian says, the marathon man, Frank's knackered. I do literature over Wednesday morning, so I run a literature class. And I'll show you what we're reading. And I recommend this, by the way. It's good. The Day of the Triffids. It's brilliant. It's good. Like Frankie, says Daryl. Yes. The movie, mate, it's not like the film, to be honest. See you Thursday, Frank. Thank you, Scottish. Love you, Frank. Thank you, Daryl. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Thank you so much. I forgot to, never mind. It's too late now. I forgot to put this up, didn't I? For all you Scousers, it's a tour of Liverpool with me. I'll see you all on Thursday. Thank you so much. Good night, people. Thank you. I love the Reds.